keep you waiting, complicated business.
You are fake news.
Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
What's going on, guys? Welcome to this fucking Monday on the 26th of March, 2018, broadcasting live from the Functional Banner Setting. It's off Money edition.
What?
Oh, this is ICE broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence. Hi, Minx. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I could not understand.
I'm just I'm just like rushing shit, trying to get shit done. It's fucking Monday.
Like, that's all I heard.
God. About as incoherent as David Hogg at a fucking march. Anyways, so tonight, Minx is joining me. My chats from Tied Up Tuesday and Friday Night Freedom. She's gonna be my co-host for tonight. We're gonna talk about some shit tonight. We are going to have Kaylin Lambert from Artillery Round Tumbler. See, that one didn't slip. Remember before I was having I was struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling with Artillery Round Tumblers. No,
I remember.
Yeah, I remember. I could say it right. I used to say artillery. I couldn't say it. See, now I can't say it now. I'm all fucked up. I can only get a couple of Artillery Round Tumblers out. Because tonight's drink's been brought to you by fucking Honey Jack. Mix a little bit of Coke.
Woohoo!
Just a little bit. So, what an interesting weekend we would have. Did you guys pay attention to the news at all? Checked out the televised event of the March for Reich? I mean, live?
Those bitches. Oh my god.
Loaded.
It's almost as bad. It was almost as bad as the pussy marches.
Okay.
Or sorry, the women's right movement.
Well, they were the ones that sponsored it, so of course that's why it was around that that badness, the badness of.
Right, the badness of guns and shit, and how I just think it's ironic that Planned Parenthood was like one of the sponsors, and like, we care about the children's lives, says the company responsible for killing babies.
Sponsored by Dyson.
Gotta clean up that mess.
Gotta clean up that mess. Anybody want some parts? I mean, come on, man. Everyone's been talking about it. It's been pretty vitriol. Holy crap. Everyone's talking about we're not going to take your guns and all that. And now, you guys have already heard my stance on the Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. And that's my stance on it. Shall not be infringed because, what gives me the ass is that there are individuals that like to talk about, well, it's not what the forefathers intended. This is bullshit. Just like, understand it. Well, if the forefathers didn't intend for a speech to be broadcasted on Facebook Live. Ooh, we're going to talk about Facebook in a minute. Twitter, Instagram, and all that, right? That was not what the forefathers intended. It is wrong. It is totally wrong to have so many messages come out with one click of a button. There needs to be fucking message control. That's what about lady parts? When was the last time? Have you ever been to a PAP at Planned Parenthood? You guys, well, matter of fact, you and, I forgot, I'm also joined by the lovely Spanx.
Yes.
Have you guys ever, now I'm asking you because you are equipped, you do retain the meat sockets. So what do you guys, have you ever had, and I know because, you have had military background, have you ever been down to the point where you've actually had to go to Planned Parenthood for that, for like a mammogram or checking your,
Actually, if you call Planned Parenthood, majority of them do not offer those.
But have you, go ahead, Spanx.
I did, because I was 21 when I joined the military. And I went for birth control when I was like 19, 20. Because during that time, I don't know exactly what was up, but I was not under my dad's health insurance for a couple years there. And it had something to do with me being emancipated. And so, yeah, I went for birth control. That's what I went for.
Okay, but you didn't go for, but you had to, in order to go to birth control, you had to see what is the process. Me that I am again not equipped. What does one do to get on birth control as a gal? She goes and schedules a PAP, right? And then that's how it happens.
No, actually, you can just get birth control just by talking to the doctor. The only time they would do anything sort of like a pap smear is if you were to go, like, I talk about this because, like, I fucking know because I used to work in an OB/GYN clinic. So the only way we would actually do a pap smear before starting you on birth control is if you, one, are due for it, but then two, if you're getting the IUD, which is the intrauterine device.
Yeah. That's the IUD, so that way you don't get knocked out.
So that, like, but if you're just going for like the shot or the pill or the NuvaRing or the patch even, they won't do any sort of pap smear. They might do a pelvic exam, but that's just with their hands.
Yeah, but Spanky, in your experience, did you have to do that? I mean, I know I'm getting intimate, but
right.
Did you have
experiences may vary, but like I said, if I was red on Maripos for my pap, yeah, you're not getting birth control until you get that cleared up.
So you're okay.
I mean,
all right.
But
so
with Planned Parenthood, at that time, I just had, like I said, all I had to do was go in, and it was like, it wasn't like they would charge you because, I was, like I said, 18, 19 years old. I worked, 2 minimum wage jobs and, just had to prove that I didn't make a lot of money and they didn't charge me anything and I could get birth control for free from them.
No, I understand that. But I'm just wondering that, and like you were saying, Mix, it's the discussion of these are killing our kids. And all I can think about right now is vacuuming my floor every time I think about, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. It is an issue that if you're going to provide that service, and those are services that you're legitimately providing, right? Now, don't get me wrong. If you're legitimate and you are providing PAPs and mammograms and all that to get squared away, I totally endorse that portion of it. Then yes, okay. And like you said, Spanx, the issuing of
No,
birth control.
don't get me wrong. I mean, they did do abortions there too.
No, I know that. I'm just saying. I know. That's what I'm talking about. That aspect of it, because their claim to save themselves from getting their funding not removed is that they say you'll be removing a lot of services that we provide other than abortions. So it's like everybody knows that the Golden Arches at McDonald's serves Big Macs, Quarter Pounders, fucking McDoubles, and cheeseburgers and hamburgers, right? That's what Planned Parenthood is like. The main course is what they're serving, and then fries, McNuggets, and all this other shit, or the Paps and the fucking hamburgers. I don't want to fucking sound like so callous to it, but you know what I mean? It's one of those things to where that's going back to your point there, Minx, is that they're talking about an organization that is killing kids when, to record to date, no member of the NRA has been recorded to ever have murdered kids.
Yeah.
In a school shooting.
Yeah, like, no, exactly. And that's just it, is that no member of the NRA has ever committed a mass shooting.
I just don't.
Oh, but blame the NRA, right? Because fuck the guy and his like fuckle mental illness and the fact that he's fucking psycho and should be put to death for what he fucking did. No, you never hear anyone talk about that.
Yeah, but I talk,
like as far as like the liberal side, right?
Yeah,
They're all going
exactly.
after the NRA and taking away our Second Amendment rights. They're not talking. But then if you talk to those of us on the conservative side, or even like more like center, who strongly support the Second Amendment and who strongly support organizations like the NRA, you hear them talking about how like, oh yeah, this guy needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Yeah, I'm more center to right, so I'm not like ultra fucking conservative, because there's just some things that I don't believe in should be. You know what I mean? You guys know me. I'll flip. I'm curious. I'm politically curious. I'll go back and forth, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm also not an idiot. I also know that the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. I mean, that's the whole thing. Everyone likes to talk about constitutional rights because, David Goebbels, Hogg, was fucking saying that he was upset that his rights were being violated because now his school is requiring clear backpacks.
Yes,
and ID
exactly.
cards.
And that's what a bunch of these kids are fucking complaining about now. They're saying that the school is infringing upon their privacy by forcing them to carry around these clear backpacks. And it's like, you wanted more government control and now you're getting it. Like, careful what you fucking wish for.
That's my point. That was one of those things where you're complaining about that. And then, even though every day teenage drivers are killed more than guns every year, and teenage drivers. So now what these teenagers have done is they've spoken to the majority. See, this is why this kind of has a raised awareness of the political system by the ones that are the screaming, fucking the screeching autists fucking going nuts, right? They're the ones going nuts, and everyone's seeing them because they're being given a platform. But just like this past election, with the way with our president being elected, you're also waking up the other kids that don't support what the fuck you're saying.
Yep. So
what's going to end up happening now is you've energized another group. Not all the kids fucking agree with them. Exactly, Dave. Not agree with you so. Not everybody fucking agrees with these kids. I'm taking aback is that these kids are speaking to adults, and adults are looking at them like they're the new fucking messiah. They're like the fucking, these guys are just, these wisdom is, they holds no bounds.
So much wisdom.
There's so much wisdom.
Yoda.
It's, oh my God, yes, we'll take your guns, we will, yes. That type of shit.
And it's like, I kind of want to like smack these adults and be like, these kids have no life experience. Like, why are you listening to them? Like, honestly, what the fuck does a 16-year-old know about the U.S. Constitution?
They don't.
You haven't gone through a government class yet.
Yeah, exactly, because your curriculum at your school doesn't teach it.
Not until your senior year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, you have to be there, though, because according to reports now, it's been revealed that David Hogg wasn't even at the school during the event. So.
Right? Oh, right? His story keeps fucking changing.
Yeah, exactly. This legit has been legit fucking changing.
Like like when the shooting first happened on Valentine's Day, he was out giving interviews saying like, oh yeah, I was in class and then, like, I heard the shots and then, we ran for cover and I went and hid in a fucking closet. And then now he's saying that he wasn't even at the school.
No, he was not. He was 3 miles away and he jumped on his bike and rode to the school.
3 miles and got there within 4 minutes.
Well, I mean, must have been a BMX bike. Must have been a pretty high-speed bike to...
You can't even, like, unless you're speeding, you can't drive 3 miles in 4 minutes.
Well,
doing the speed limit, like, in a residential neighborhood.
Well, I wouldn't know. Well, I don't know, maybe his math is all fucked up because he wasn't in school because now he's spending so much time fucking protesting and stuff.
Fucking idiot. David Hogg is a goddamn crisis actor. I said it.
Well, there you go. Here's my thing. I don't know now, and this is even scary for someone my age to say this. I don't know what to believe.
Ooh.
I don't know at all what to believe. All I know is that why is it that everyone was talking about this fucking kid and all these warning signs and all this other shit and this should have been done and this should have been done and he was mentally ill and you would think that at the end of this fucking argument you would talk about what? The mentally ill. But instead,
and making sure that we approach mental health in a better way.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
making sure that the people who need to get it actually fucking get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially all of these fucking eyewitnesses, quote unquote, who've known this kid for years, and they're like, joking about like, oh yeah, if anyone was gonna be a school shooter, like it would be that kid.
Yeah, we used to make fun of him at the smoke pit.
Right? Yeah, we used to fucking make fun of him all the time. Shit.
We know that kid. He was a dork. oh, what did you say? You said he was a dork? Yeah, he just didn't fit in, so we just threw fucking burritos at him. And then you want me to feel sorry? No, again, tragic. Yes, I'm totally, it's totally fucked up. We were kicking around some conspiracy theories in the office, and I know this is not the format of the venue because this is purely news, commentary, and discussion. I know I wanted to focus on the march. So everyone gave their speeches. Everyone was doing their their I feel sorry for me and let's go fucking walk and this. I got it. Hey, right to fucking protest. That's fucking cool. I'm really glad that it didn't get violent because I was expecting some agitators. I was expecting somebody to fucking do something wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you really look at it, the tolerant left is actually not the tolerant side. You find more tolerance amongst midline to mid-right than really any other group.
Well, and along that note, you don't even realize sometimes that there was a group that was upset because they don't believe in that. You know what I mean? They don't seek out the fucking... Like, I didn't know there was all this drama going on with the kids and how they talked about stuff until within, 3 weeks, they managed to form the most largest fucking protest worldwide.
Right? But, and it's just like, well, how does that get national attention and like that kind of funding? And then you start, and I fucking agree with you, you start getting into this fucking conspiracy theory. So now I'm thinking George Soros is backing this whole movement up because he's been trying to fucking like undercut the U.S. since like he was born. Well, and let's face it, he's almost as old as the crypt keeper Nancy Pelosi. So
it exactly that cause. It didn't get violent, but they did trash the venue. They were also talking about success. There's 1 million people when actually that's been debunked. They said they were just roughly around in that protest 800,000. The reason why they didn't get the main fucking square everyone was talking about how come they didn't get the thing is because, believe it or not, in their haste to do all this planning, they forgot one simple thing to get where they wanted to go.
You mean submit paperwork to get the proper permit to assemble in the area they wanted?
That was it. Damn. Oh, it's been a long time since we co-host together. It's almost like you could read my mind.
Almost.
Damn. Get out of my head. But yeah, it was one of those things to where exactly that small detail, they were trying to get like literally fucking Capitol Hill, but there was something else that was already planned already ahead. somebody got the applicable permits, and they were trying to talk them out of giving it up. Now, the whole irony of this whole fucking event about marching with our lives, and I mean, of course, I call it March for Reich. I mean, I'm joking because, there was, well, I'm not really joking. I think it's fucking hilarious. The huge fucking irony is that all of them were surrounded and protected by guys with ARs.
Weapons? What?
With weapons.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So we want to talk about how the fact that they were bringing up all the stuff no one wants to talk about, and I have been ever since. Let's see, what was the last event that we discussed it was the church shooting, when we're talking about the amount of kids that were taking all these medications. The reason why none of these kids want to talk about mental illness, because I'm willing to bet you that most of these kids will not be mentally fit to own a weapon.
No, and that's exactly it. Is that most of these kids are going to be on some sort of psychotropic drug.
Correct. Bingo. That was my point. They're going to be taking Ritalin. They're taking Zoloft. They'll be taking Xanax. Yeah, whatever.
Wellbutrin.
Yeah, lithium. Name it.
Literally any sort of mind-altering drug, whether it be for ADD, ADHD, to anxiety, to depression, to bipolar.
I wonder. I wonder.
I think that's what they're worried about, because honestly, like, if we're going to talk about mental health and, like, making sure we've got enough, I guess, checks and balances when it comes to obtaining firearms, like, definitely mental health evaluation needs to be on there. But then it gets tricky because HIPAA, right? Because
what's considered mental health?
Right.
You know what I mean? What's considered mental health? What to you getting pissed off and throwing some shit, getting all pissed off, is getting pissed off and throwing some shit because you're pissed off. Well, some on that sensitive side might call that something different. They might have put you on some sort of medication because they thought that you were going to lash out, or because I guarantee it. If you look at the activity of somebody who's bipolar and you look at Emma Gonzalez, I'll say it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, David Hogg. You think he's qualified mentally? You think he's taking some sort of mind-altering drugs? You know what I'm saying? I think personally they have. Again, I think honestly that they are not qualified mentally, and they don't want to talk about that because you notice it stopped. How did he get the weapon? Who financed it?
Right.
This guy lived here and there and there. Where did he get these weapons that he was able to legally purchase? Where did he get them? Yeah.
Weird. Or like that kid in fucking Maryland who was 17 and shot at the school, but no one wants to talk about it because there weren't enough casualties.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact,
what was the guy with the gun, Officer Glasskill,
exactly.
is a former SWAT officer. No one knows about him because, again, the media won't talk about it because, again, he stopped the shooter within a minute.
Exactly. He glass killed that motherfucker.
Right? But no one's talking about that kid at all, or how, where did that kid get a weapon? He's 17. Maryland is a huge on gun control. Like, you have to be 21 in order to buy any sort of weapon.
Well, not only that, but only a certain amount of people can own those type of weapons like that. And his dad, that's where the weapon came from. It came from his dad. So that's not my biggest thing too. So what was his dad? What is it with kids nowadays in the news with their parents being in prominent positions of issues? Does that make sense? Like Adam Lanza's mom, well prominent in the fucking community, but didn't want to admit that her son was messed up.
Right, because that would look bad on her.
Of course, it looked bad. And down there, I do have family. I do have family down there in that Parkland area. None of them were affected, of course, immediately, but there were some friends of family, and a lot of them was like, it's all image. It's all image. So if you really want to talk about accountability, they keep pointing fingers. They need to fucking be accountable. You should have stayed in your fucking state because half of it was in your state. What was it? Fucking Sheriff Israel? Did he fucking provide that information? Oh, we can go on and on about this. I love it. I do. I fucking love the hypocrisy about this shit. And like I
It's
said, I'm not even
you nailed it. It's a double standard
It is.
hypocrisy.
I'm not even slanted to either side of the fucking party. I just like to start fires and shit, and like to fucking rustle fuckers up and all that. I believe in it's funny. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I also believe in fucking holistic medicinal marijuana, which doesn't really contrive with the fucking Republican mentality. So I also believe in fucking the First Amendment. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit because when we had our Constitution class, on Friday Night Freedom, we had the class on Constitution, and we went through all of them and found out that a lot of the constitutional amendments are not even followed anyways.
Oh, that's awkward.
It is awkward, isn't it? When we talked about how was the convicted felons are not authorized to vote, even though the Constitution says that they're authorized to vote. We could go on about the kids, these little Tide Pod eating fuckers. Because you can't post anything on Facebook that has to do with a Tide Pod.
Of course not.
Because it makes kids
that's
look good.
Encouraging people to eat Tide Pods, apparently.
Yes, I mean, because straight up. Because the last time I saw a fucking Tide Pod, I did go, you know what? And actually, I have. I go, it looks like a shot, like you put it in a shot, like it looks like a drink. It doesn't look like a drink, but I mean, I know it's a Tide Pod. I know it's detergent. There's a lot of things that look good to eat. But I'm not putting my lips on that. If I know it's fucking, hydrochloric acid looks like fucking Mountain Dew. I'm not gonna fucking drink it.
Fucking what is it?
Antifreeze.
Antifreeze.
Yeah,
looks like Gatorade.
Yeah, looks
apparently
like.
It tastes like Gatorade too.
It looks like absinthe. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna give me some absinthe. You want some absinthe? Fuck yeah. No, it's because fucking no. So then the speech happened. Everyone was doing their speeches and doing all their writing the poems. Again, these are kids that are obviously in mourning, which I totally understand that, until David Hogg shows up. Now, I wish Dave Chappelle was still on, because you remember when Howard Dean goes, we're going to take this, we're going to take that, we're going to, yeah! Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah! That's what David Hogg was doing, the same thing.
Oh my God, he did a fucking salute.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Yes.
He did a fucking salute that are like memes all over. And before I was coming on the show, I was trying to find a good quality. It wasn't until Pooks helped me out to find a good quality vid, and I was gonna do a video meme, and which will probably be released on J Ready Show, because I'm gonna get it all done, get it edited up, and put it on. That way you guys can see it. It was gonna be a video meme of him going, "Pyaw," So yeah, exactly. Cause Hail Hog. But anyways, he started screaming and started hitting the fucking podium, and then he got everybody riled up. He did say, God bless America and blah 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 blah, and then everyone got riled up, and he looked like he got in an awkward moment. And in that awkward moment, he, fuck it, I'm gonna put it up right now. Not that video, but I'm gonna put up an image of what was fucking done.
Right, the awkwardness.
Yeah, because he didn't know what to do.
Right? Oh, that's when he fucking raised his hand up, because he's like, what do I do with my hand?
exactly.
He pulled a fucking Ricky Bobby, and he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
Exactly.
So I'm just gonna black power.
I'm just gonna. I am David Hogg. Let's get more. We call BS.
Oh my God.
Oh, I believe in. Fuck that little kid. Anyways, hang on. Let me find an image.
Ready.
Okay, I got the image. Let me set it. Let me set up the. Oh man, I fucking swear. So while I set this up, but anyway, so he gave the speech, said, God bless the USA. Again, he still wants to feel like he wants to trick you to believe that he's still American.
Right.
And
while he's trying to take away your fucking rights.
Yeah, wait a second.
Right?
I'm trying to say right now, everyone's like, oh, you're being paranoid ass. You're talking about some stuff that's not truly blah, blah, blah. I don't think so, guys.
Oh, it's not. And if you think about it, there's, I think was it you or was it Doc Dredd? Doc Dredd fucking put something on Facebook the other day, and I shared it. And it's basically stating how, if the government slowly over time takes away your rights, you're not going to notice until it's too late.
Correct. Exactly.
To do anything about it. And that's exactly what's happening. That's why we're making such a big deal out of this, is because they're taking steps towards completely removing the Second Amendment.
Exactly. Okay, I think I got it here. Hang on. All right, there we go.
Oh, I'm ready. So ready.
I am David Hogg. Yeah!
We're gonna go to Congress, and then we're gonna go to the White House,
and then we're gonna and then we're gonna go. I am Hogg.
One, the kid looks older than 16.
Yep.
Two, you're way too white to be throwing up a Black Power salute like that.
You are a white dude.
Trying to be cool. No, Grease Baby. His eyebrows are fucking hideous.
Oh man. So
you look at his face like
he's like, fuck you guys, making fun of me. You know,
right? Thing is like so far down. He's got like at least a 6 head, right? But then like his eyebrows don't even like start until like literally halfway down his face.
Exactly.
And so then he's got these itty bitty eyes and like no mouth.
Oh, it's all pouty, scrunched up, and his nose is all like I'm sorry. Everyone was like, the memes on this that I'm seeing now. One of the things that I was trying to do was get good quality video. And what happened was I did a search, and if you were on a Microsoft machine looking for the vid, I couldn't find a video of him doing the salute.
Really?
Yeah, I had to use some like other stuff to
censoring it.
Yeah, they're censoring it. Yeah, there we go, censorship. So they are censoring. But anyways, so that was the thing, that the whole thing. And now of course they had discussions, and they had they had other individuals speaking. But one of my biggest things is that I was trying to find some of the side. Hang on, hey, stop it.
What?
Baby Ice is howling. Can you hear him?
A little.
Okay. Yeah, because we're like, yeah. He thinks we're recording another video, another song, another spoof take of the Expert Action Badge. I am David Hogg. But I wanted to find. And it's slowly starting to come out. But I wanted to find individuals. I wanted to find what they were protesting about. And there was some video out there of people who do know what they're protesting about. And there was people there that were going absolutely livid when they were getting asked, why are you protesting? And when they were trying to confront, they were just saying, I just want to know what you here. What are you here for? And people were getting so fucking nuts about just about the guy asking the question. I don't remember who it was, but I just saw it. I saw it on my Facebook feed. And I was just like, wow, fucking dude just asking a question. Do you even know what an assault rifle is? And the fucking everybody that he was asking were going nuts. And I'm going, do you know what an assault rifle is? And they were literally fucking going nuts because they didn't know how to answer him. Or it was like he was testing the norms. So you're right, Minx, about when you were saying that there seems to be a little bit less tolerance about the fucking who is right in this, if that makes any sense. In other words, who is correct. Now, is everybody right in this? Yes. Is everybody wrong in this? Yes. If that makes any sense to me.
All right, but you're all wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the video I was talking about, David. The dude asking about what AR means. That's the one. But again, so everyone's right on this and everyone's wrong on this. And the reason why I say everyone's right on this is because, yes, there needs to be better controls on how individuals are getting weapons. However, once I say what it is, then the other side go nuts on me. They fucking say you're talking about no. They are talking about a gun ban. Let this. I mean, like I said, I'm center right, right of center, whatever you want to call it. They want to take guns, but I'm already seen just from being an outsider, I guess you'd say, or not really, because I'll be honest with you, all my guns in my house are all mine. They're here. So, Florida just ruined it for everybody who's between 18 and 20, to get a weapon. However,
so Florida. No, okay. So and that's another thing is, that you brought up a good point though. Is like, from that kid in Maryland. I want to know how he got his dad's weapon. Like, why was it not in a safe space? As in, like, why was it not in his gun safe?
Correct. I have weapons in my house that are secured. However, I don't go advertising to my kids where they're at. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? They're secured. They're good. They are in a protected environment, I should say, and my kids don't need to know where they're at because kids are fucking kids. They're gonna fucking be nosy. They're gonna try to find out whatever. Well, they can be in there.
Play with it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Daddy plays with them. So obviously,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah,
Daddy
exactly.
plays with them, then I can play with them.
Exactly. Well, he's shooting fucking shit, and I should be able to shoot some shit. So that type of stuff. But again, you're right. How did this kid in Maryland get access to his dad's weapon? Nobody's saying what his dad has done. You notice there's a lot of stuff when it comes only focusing to the incident on the gun. There was no focus on the entire picture. Like David Hogg, he wasn't there. He said he admitted he rode it 3 miles on his bike to get to the scene, and he brought his camera with him so he could start filming. Okay, what does his dad do? He's an FBI agent or former FBI agent. Now, here's where it's going to get freaking tinfoil hat. I know this is a sneak peek because I know fucking J-Ray is going to talk about it on Saturday. This is the second time that the FBI has somebody like involved in this thing. And the reason why I say that the second time is because the Pulse nightclub shooter, his dad was an FBI informant. No shit. His dad, the Pulse nightclub shooter, and this was just announced like just now before we went right here, is an FBI informant. So twice, do you think the fucking FBI is that ultimate fucking fail here, but they're not doing it? You know what I mean? They're not saying it is. Is the environment of the FBI under the past administration, are they the ones that were pushing this agenda this whole time? And just by reading how they're treating the president and how they're talking about collusion and also their horse shit, you think it's plausible that maybe they were doing this? I'm not saying this on purpose, but I'm saying on purpose.
I'm not saying on purpose.
I'm not saying on purpose, but I'm saying on purpose. But I'm saying it. It sure smells a little fishy.
Like Bad Badge.
Oh my God. I mean, God, worse than that. Bad veg in a tuna can in a microwave in Texas.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, but what I'm saying though, think about it though. Think about this. This nation, this is what y'all need to do. This is where you think for yourselves, right? Remember when I told you guys, I don't know what's right in all this now. If me and my old ass is saying that, that's a fucking issue. That's why I keep saying, shall not be infringed. We're here to take your guns, Ice. Got a warrant? Well, no, then shut the door.
Right, then fuck off.
Yeah.
Come back when you get one.
Exactly. Obviously, if you have a warrant and you have to honor it and also the stuff, can I get a copy, please? Take a picture of it. Email it to everybody. It'll be on US Army WTF Moments. They come get my shit. But whatever. My point being is that this is the culture that everyone's been festering this whole time, where it's not acceptable to have kids. More like a do as I say, not as I do. Of course, you're gonna say you don't need guns if your dad's in law enforcement and you have guns already in the house and somebody's sort of kind of protecting you. You will be given a little bit different. Of course, police officers in certain areas of our country are going to say no one should own a gun, especially since when the guns are being in a situation, they are being outgunned. However, that doesn't give them, and there are some bad apples in law enforcement, to give them the right to sit there and say, maybe we do need to take them from their cold dead hands, as a recent fucking video revealed about a sheriff running for office stated. So again, there are just some people that have that, and like Pookie said, doesn't matter. It's still your fucking right. I don't think you should own that. Yeah, but you know what? It's my right. I get to do that.
Right.
I don't think you should say that. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. It's my right. Freedom of speech. Fuck off. Once again, I got flagged when I was every time I do the D-Treasy vid, it flags me.
Really?
Oh yeah, big time. Big time.
What do you mean?
It says that you are currently playing something that could be that is currently owned by someone else. Do you wish to continue this? Hit resume if you're authorized to play this. And I put resume, freedom of speech. Yeah.
Your mother.
So again, everyone's talking about the condition of the environment because for the last 8 years it wasn't an issue. However, the last 8 years there were school shootings. The same fucking, you know what I mean? There was still school shootings. There's still things happening. Nobody wanted to admit that it was a fucking mental health issue. It's almost like nobody wants to admit that telling everybody that they get a trophy backfired on them. That's what I think is happening.
No, and that's just it, is that we've got this generation of kids who feel entitled to everything.
That's what I'm saying. You're now saying that all the stuff that we were telling about kids saying, no, there is nothing wrong with you. Now there is fucking something wrong. Nobody wants to say that. Nobody wants to look at their kid and say, yes, David Hogg, because you are taking fucking drug for Asperger's, there is something wrong with you. Because if you look at him, look at their actions at all. Because my line of work, motherfuckers, I know how to look for motherfuckers with mental. Because why does David Hogg talk like that unless he's medicated, son?
I was gonna say, you can definitely tell he's fucking doped up on something.
He's medicated.
Like, and if you have to be medicated to the point where if you have to be medicated to the point so you can act normally in society,
you're not normal.
It's not right with you.
Yeah, you're not normal. Not only not normal, but you don't deserve to have guns.
Not at all.
You don't deserve to get a gun. So again, all these kids that are since we're now opening the book, and you know what? When at this point, when you're in front of millions of people, because technically you were in front of millions by being on news, social media, all that, and you're saying we're gonna come get you, and we're coming for you, and we're starting a revolution. My ears perk. When you think I got a 5 head, my eyes fucking perk way the fuck. I got Forrest Whitaker eye and shit. When I hear words like that from fucking little fuckers, because I guarantee it, there's going to be right now, starting from that fucking weekend, there is going to be a catalyst that's going to push it over the edge. Like, there's going to be a Fort Sumter.
Ooh.
Shot her around the world.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, hey, what's up, Great Cloud?
Cloud.
Yeah, so I want to chime in on your comment there earlier about the FBI maybe knowing something and not revealing anything. It could be that they had a bigger fish they're trying to fry. And I hate to say that, and I hate that tinfoil had it and defend their actions. However, sometimes things have to happen so investigations and missions don't get compromised.
Or that I was just about to say, or an investigation gets moved along.
Right.
In other words, for one thing to happen, a suspected thing to happen that they don't have anything on has to happen, so that way they can move in on whatever has to happen.
Right. You can't bust a suspected drug dealer if you can't catch them selling drugs.
That's correct. That's why the Army has piss tests, because everyone smokes weed in the Army. That's why they still have piss tests.
No, they don't.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah. You know, if someone smells funny or they're smoking or they vape. I had a commander when I was a first sergeant that said anybody who vapes more than likely attends head shops and more than likely smokes weed. So he wanted me to piss the company every fucking month 100%. because he would see soldiers vaping. And I mean, you could see it because, kids have fucking vaping contests these days. You could see him fucking vaping. And he would be like, "First sergeant, come here. Hey, what's up, sir? Yeah, so-and-so and so-and-so. Do you think we need to do a piss test? Why? Sir, it smells like fucking blueberry, not weed." But
now that meme's in my head. Walk by a bunch of badasses standing outside a bar and they smell like strawberry muffins.
Exactly. You better shut the fuck up. We're in a tap out shirt. Affliction, motherfucker, with your Invisalats and your fucking legs that are fucking like strings hanging from your shorts because you forgot leg day.
You never forget leg day. Honestly, leg day is my favorite day.
Oh yeah.
Leg day.
Indeed. So, no, I see what you're saying though, Great Cloud. However, wrong answer. There is no need. There is no need for that when there is some straight bullshit. Oh shit, who's this calling? Damn. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
My name's Dave.
What's up, Dave?
I was just wondering, I love that one argument that's always on CNN. The Second Amendment was made for weapons during the Revolutionary War and before. So with that logic, I can have a 360-degree perimeter of cannons, and whoever steps on my lawn, I can blow them the fuck away.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck it. Might as well get a couple of blunderbusses sit by the side and then bayonet the fuckers when you run out. Hell yeah, dude.
And then frickin' have ballistas and blacken the sky?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think about this too. That's what I was saying about the way the forefathers intended it. Then we shouldn't be using Twitter. We shouldn't be using Facebook because the freedom of speech is not what it was all meant on paper press, right? So everyone should go back and read fucking newspapers and read magazines because why? That's what the forefathers intended. You can't pick a piece of the Constitution and move it around your fucking way to appease your fucking agenda because then it has to be applied throughout the whole thing. That's why it's called the fucking Bill of Rights.
Exactly.
So, thanks for calling, Dave.
You have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Good night.
Damn. Usually fucking that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, no Snapchat. No more Snapchat.
Not the snappy chat.
No, you can't. It's all about the snaps. It's all about the snap. Well, guess what, bitch? That's not what the forefathers intended.
But dude, my day streaks.
Oh my god. Whatever the fuck that means. Those
Just
fucking
kidding, I don't
filters
Snapchat.
are fucking annoying as fuck.
Well, now I'm gonna start Snapchatting you.
No.
I heard you guys talking about the hypocrisy of the hoagie.
Is it hoagie or is it hog?
Pyaw. David Pyaw.
Sorry.
Like sounds like a sandwich. Now I'm hungry.
Food. Anyways, did you guys discuss his hypocrisy about how he shouldn't? It's against his constitutional right or amendment or whatever it is that he has to wear a clear backpack to school now.
Yeah.
I just like last time I checked, backpacks were specifically not covered anywhere in the Constitution.
It affects our privacy. What do you have to hide?
Right?
Exactly. What are you hiding?
What are you trying to hide, David?
What are you trying to hide, David? Your medication that you fucking have to take, Mr. Asperger's?
Because then people are gonna realize how fucking insane you are.
Oh man, I like this.
Right? No, that's exactly what it is.
This is
it's
awesome.
because
Yeah,
he
exactly.
probably has to have some sort of multi-day medication. And if people see all these fucking pill bottles in his backpack, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is all this?" And then that's when teachers are gonna get involved and ask, "Hey, why are these pill bottles in your backpack?" And then kids are fucking curious, so they're gonna fucking Google the drugs and be like, "Oh, damn, you're fucking insane."
Except no, kids are vicious.
Like, how
Kids
fucking
are-
dedicated do you have to be just to fucking function in society?
Exactly. Not to mention the fact that not only that, but there are. I mean, if you think, look, teenagers are vicious. Toddlers are worse. They have the fucking politics of insects. They're vicious and brutal. So you can imagine once they find out.
Oh yeah.
Once they find
he's done.
He's done. Once they find out that he's been popping
and that's
meds.
exactly what he's fucking scared of. But Spanky brings up a good point in that a lot of concerts, a lot of festivals, a lot of big crowded events that are held in like tight quarters, like sporting events even, you have to bring a clear bag with you now. You cannot bring just a normal backpack or a normal person. It has to be clear. They have to be able to see through it. And there's a reason for that. But you don't hear anyone bitching about it at the sporting event.
Right.
When I went to the Houston rodeo, I couldn't take my person with me because, again, in order to just get into the area, not even inside the building to actually watch the rodeo, just to get into the fucking area where like all the food carts, cars were and everything, you had to go through security and you had to go through a metal detector, and any bag that you brought with you had to be completely clear. Like, if your bag was not clear, it was not allowed into the area. And there's a reason for it. But no, you don't see anybody like getting all up in arms about like, oh, invasion of privacy, blah, blah, blah. Like, suck a dick, David.
Tell us how you really feel.
I mean,
Well,
he probably
Hans
does
says-
with that face. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, he's a fucking fairy.
Kaz did say that he's embarrassed because he probably carries feminine hygiene products.
Probably.
But no, but my point being though is that's what I'm saying. It just so once again you hear it here first on WTF Nation Radio that we think these kids are probably taking the very medication that they're talking about. We should ban them. Someone talks about how everyone is a why are you talking about this? The freedom of the press and the Second Amendment were different. No. Freedom of the press was also used for propaganda and psychological operations efforts during the Revolutionary War.
Weird.
So is that what the forefathers intended as well? You know what I mean? Oh, I could argue this shit all fucking night. I love it. Fucking love it, man. It's not what the forefathers intended. Oh, it wasn't, huh? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Little Hogster.
Let's just take away your fucking Facebook, your Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take away the things because exactly. This is not. This is.
Oh, and the females' right to vote. Because that wasn't around when they first started either.
Oh yeah. Because that's not what the forefathers intended, right?
Hell yeah! Repeal the 19th.
Repeal the 23rd.
Be able to vote.
No, actually, they shouldn't. If you're too young to own a rifle, then guess what? Then I guess you're too young to vote.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm totally for that.
Because I got mine.
For that.
Twice. 3 times. So yeah, again, done with that shit. So, man, we were going to talk about Facebook, but because I was going to lead into it, but damn, it's already top of the hour because we're sitting there going off about the Hogster. So anyways, we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to get our guest coming on, and it's going to be, if you guys don't know, it's Kaylin Lambert from Artillery Round Tumblers. Hey, you know what? I think we're giving away something, right?
Hell yeah, we are.
I haven't heard you say hell yeah in a long time. Aw. You're taking me back. Oh, hell yeah. So.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, we're going to take a break, and we're going to get set up for the show in a minute for the interview and shots.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
And we're back. Part 2 of the Monday edition on WTFNationRadio.com. And we currently have Kaylin from Artillery Round Tumblers. Welcome back, man.
Hey, thanks. How you doing?
You know the deal, man. World's falling apart. People trying to take our artillery rounds. I mean, our guns. You know the deal.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have artillery rounds.
Well, I mean, you've actually your reproductions of your tumblers are starting to take off actually pretty good now.
Yeah.
Thanks. You first came on here the last time, and you well, let's put it this way. Now you have approximately 8,000 likes on your Facebook page. So how's it coming along, man?
You know, it's I don't want to say it's getting out of hand, but it could potentially get out of hand, which isn't a good. I mean, it's not a bad thing by any means. I actually I've got quite a few orders I'm trying to fill right now. You know, the way we've really tried to do it is, you know, we're trying to be as user friendly as possible, and you know, people send all kinds of stuff that they want us to put on there, and honestly, that's the biggest challenge for us is trying to figure out how to, you know, be creative enough to really meet what people want. And you know, being a service member, you know, myself and the people that help me out, you know, we definitely know what it's like to want those personalized items, you know, so that's what we're trying to do. But yeah, it's really taken off here recently. We've had several big like bulk orders from classes for different things, master gunner classes, bullet classes, career course classes, different things like that. So the word's starting to spread, and we definitely appreciate it.
No, we're glad, obviously, to help you out. Everybody, if you don't know, Kalen's been on here before, and talked about what he's done for, you know. But can you give the new listening, because we got a lot of new listeners? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So about me or about the tumblers?
Well, both you and the tumblers. How it all started.
Well, we'll start with the tumblers. So this actually isn't my brainchild, as it were. A buddy of mine, another artilleryman, he started this. And he's really the one that got it going. And well, he got OCONUS orders, and so he wasn't able to really keep it up. So I took it over for him. And you know, because obviously it's something people want, and you know, we want to keep the product out there so people can have it. And it's, again, like you said, it's really taken off here in the past. I'd say in the past 3 or 4 months, it's really, you know, the Facebook page is really taken off. The Etsy page, you know, really has too. I'm actually about to start working on redoing some of the listings and adding a couple more because we get different custom requests all the time for different types of rounds. So that's kind of where we are now. A little bit more on kind of where I think it'll go in the future. But for me, I'm field artillery. I've been in about 5.5 years. I've been stationed at Fort Campbell and Fort Sill, and here pretty soon I'll be going to Carson. So definitely looking forward to that. So if there's anybody in the Carson area, you know, reach out to our page, and we'll definitely, you know, be able to do things locally. So
you said you're starting to get out of control. How many orders are you getting now?
Well, I've got about 25 open orders right now, and I just had a bulk order of about a little over 20 on top of that, and that was all within about a week. So, I mean, you know, for some people that might not be difficult. You know, for a active duty mom and pop shop, you know, where I kind of hire out friends as needed, it can be a little daunting sometimes, especially on the creativity side of it.
Now I noticed now you have, and I don't remember seeing this one, but you got like a big pint, like what is that, a water jug or something like that?
Yeah, it's a 64-ounce growler, and I tell you what, like that thing is a beast to carry around. But I mean, if you don't want to have to refill your tumbler or growler, it's fantastic. My wife's currently pregnant, and she carries one around with her everywhere.
Water, ready to drink it all.
Yeah, exactly. So, can you tell us a little bit about the products themselves? Like, what are they made of? Because you know, somebody says, yeah, they're this, and this, and I want the audience to know that they're getting a good quality product. So, what are the tumblers made out of?
So, yeah, so these tumblers that we have, we get them. They're the Ozark Trail tumblers. That's the ones that we do ourselves. Which, you know, I've read certain things. You know, people reviewing them and things like that, and they're really cost effective, and apparently they're made in the same shop as Yetis. They're made in China. I mean, every tumbler that I've ever found is made in China. But yeah, they're made in the same factory as Yeti, so they're definitely that quality. I've had it keep ice in it on a summer day for all day. I mean, they're really good. They're really well insulated tumblers and growlers. And then we have a process where we have stencils. We're able to create custom stencils and then put them on there, and then we hand paint them all, and then put a nice clear coat on it to make sure the paint doesn't fade and chip and things like that. And on the off chance that somebody does get something like that, I mean, we'll fix it or replace it, at no charge. But I mean, it's a really simple product. That's what's really great about it is it's not, we don't have to sit here and manufacture it. We're really just the customization of a product that's already there.
Yeah. Now, was it easy to get this started? I mean, what was the? Because I know a lot of things when you're starting to get a business like this off the ground. What was the? I mean, how you said that a friend of yours was the brainchild. What did it take to get started?
On his end, I think it was just a lot of trial and error. So he started it. He saw something. I guess somebody made a similar product or something, and he saw it and he said, "Oh, well, that looks really cool." But the way they did it looks like crap. So like, well, I could, he thought he could do it better. So eventually, just through trial and error, he figured it out and did it, working through different processes and things. He figured out a way that worked for him. And then, people really liked it. He made one for himself, made one for a couple buddies, and then it really took off. And he was actually at Carson at the time. And so I think it got really big around there. And then he made the Facebook page for it. And then eventually the Etsy page, and he did really well with it last year, and I've tweaked a few things since I've taken over, just as far as the process to make it work a little bit better for me. But the overall product is exactly the same. There's no loss in quality. It's just the way in which it's put together.
Now, what is Etsy? I mean, I've seen it. Is that?
Oh my God. How do you not know what Etsy is?
No, there's some people that don't. I'm asking the question. Hey, I'm asking the question like if someone doesn't know. I know what Etsy is.
Sorry. All right.
What's Etsy?
If you have a wife or a girlfriend, you should know what Etsy is.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, I mean, that's actually where I got my groomsmen gifts way back in the day. But yeah, I mean, it's an online platform for e-commerce, and a lot of people are on there. They make their own products or customized products. It's just a platform where people are able to, sell merchandise without having to be someone big like, Amazon or Walmart or things like that, or without having to start their own actual website and all the overhead that incurs.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you ever thought? Because I know we like to rail on the PX a lot, but have you thought about getting these things sewn with PX, or are they like resistant to it?
Well, so I was actually at Fort Jackson for a little while, and it really occurred to me that a great outlet for these would be basic training graduations.
Of course.
Because if you've ever been to one, especially somewhere like Fort Jackson, it's a huge ordeal where you'll have like a battalion graduating at a time. You've got at least 1,000, privates or new recruits that are graduating, and then you've got at least 2 to 3 times that with all their family. And then you see some of these, these crappy little stores that they come out there to sell these T-shirts that say, straight out of Fort Jackson. That why would you buy that? You see all these family members walking around with, $300 worth of Proud Army mom and dad sweaters that cost, $5 to make.
Yeah.
So that would be something really interesting. So I thought, well, the process of actually being able to sell in that it's terrible, because all the levels of bureaucracy you have to get to actually be able to sell on post. So I was going to try to approach somebody, a vendor that was already, able to do that, and see if they would just carry it for me. So I tried that here. I'm actually at Fort Sill right now. So I was like, well, they do basic training here. So I went one day to a basic training graduation, and it was a battery graduating at a time, and there wasn't even anybody selling anything. So I was like, well, it won't work here. And then I went to the PX here, and there were 2 kiosks open, and one of them was for cell service stuff. So they're obviously not going to carry it. So yeah, that's definitely an option for one of the kiosks in the PXs when I get somewhere that actually has a larger PX. But the thing that I would be looking for is somebody that's already got, a stand or something to sell through them, as opposed to opening one myself. Just, I'm not really at the point where I would want to do that right now.
No, I hear you, because then you have to man it, set it up, and get all this other stuff, and figure
Exactly.
out who's going to.
And I'd much rather pay, a middleman to help me out with that than have to worry about it myself.
Now, I'm surprised. Fort Sill? I mean, that's like isn't that like the artillery center? I mean, isn't that like?
It is, and I've had a lot of people here that have wanted one and that have ordered from me. Like I said, the Master Gunner course, I actually this last week had one guy bought one, and then almost the entire class came at me and wanted one. So it's definitely somewhere here that there's the market for it here, but the problem is there's not really a place to, I guess, advertise it, in a store or something.
No, I got you.
It's just, like I said, if there was more of an outlet in the PX or something like that, then I would be all for it. But the way it's set up now, and maybe it'll be in the future, but you walk in there and then they have those kiosks and they're advertising wanting people to sell at the kiosks. So I would say 75% of them are empty anyway. So it's just, I don't know if it's a bad time or it's just a bad market. I'm not sure.
No, because I have friends that were former artillerymen, and they saw your stuff, and I'm like, well, go on their Facebook. They saw me at work doing some research, and then I'm like, oh man, and I was just surprised that just in the short time that since the last time you've been on, and now your Facebook page is grown tremendously. And so one of my buddies looked over my shoulder, being nosy, and he's like, hey, what are you looking at? What is that? And I'm like, oh, dude, it's artillery round tumblers. Dude, yeah, go on their Facebook. So if you get any orders today or maybe tomorrow, it's from some of my coworkers who were former artillerymen, fucking going apeshit over the painting of the rounds.
Well, hey, the more the merrier.
No, I hear you. No, like I said, I just really, I'm kind of stoked because you from the beginning, you and your friend, started this up literally from almost nothing. And I'm just really fucking impressed. So, now, Minx, do you have any questions? Spank, do you have any questions?
I want to know what the future holds for artillery round tumblers. Like, where do you see yourself going with this, and like, what kind of growth, I guess, are you wanting to experience?
Well, I'm not sure about this, if you're looking at numbers or anything like that. I haven't done anything like that, but something I would like to get away from is just specifically being artillery rounds. So my father-in-law was an aviator, and so like I made him one that had the aviation insignia on it, and he flew Chinook, so I put like a big Chinook silhouette on the other side of it. I've got one of my really good friends that he's a first sergeant, but we were deployed together and have been stationed together a couple times. He's infantry, so obviously he's not going to necessarily want an artillery round. So I've done stuff, that's customized for other branches. And, I put cross cannons on the bottom of them just as kind of a default. But, I can put really anything on the bottom. We do a lot of EOD guys. A lot of EOD guys really like them. And I'll tell you, those guys order big ones, too. So I don't know if they're just out in the field a lot or they just like really big growlers. But for those giant 64-ounce ones, I would say are EOD, which I'm glad they like them. It's great for me because they're in the Master Blaster things, those badges that they have fit way better on there with the level of detail that they have. But yeah, so honestly, I'd like to get into more branches and get it better well known outside of just field artillery, because I think there's a lot of growth opportunities there, and I think a lot of people would enjoy it. And then also I've been toying with it. I haven't been able to find the right materials to make it really work with the different coloring. But like a really good friend of mine that I deployed with, he's now out and he's a sheriff's deputy, And I was trying to make one for him that had, I was going to do his old unit crest on there, but I was also going to do like his badge number now that he's a sheriff, and that their logo and things like that. So like police and firefighter and things like that. I've just got to figure out the right materials to make it work, because the first one I did not turn out well at all. The paint peeled terribly.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So, I'd like to get into more, just widen my niche and try to go that route. I try to do as many giveaways as possible. Not because one, it helps, getting your name out there, but two, I understand that they can be kind of pricey, and I try to do sales as much as possible. But I really like giveaways just because it gets people involved, and it's something people can kind of come around together with. It's one of the things I really like about the Easter egg hunt that you guys are doing.
Yep.
And that's, I love being able to do stuff like that. I just sent one out last month to a raffle that an OCS class is doing. They're trying to get some funding going for something that they've got, and I sent one to them. I'd really like in the future, any to see if there was any charity donations or something, to throw this in with. I don't know. Again, that's just kind of spitballing, but that's kind of like where I would like to go, is more of a community contributor, especially the military community, than just a business.
Yeah.
So
you guys...
long term that could potentially go well. It's just a matter of figuring it out.
So do you have something special for the Easter egg hunt that's happening on the 1st?
I do. So we've got they messaged me asking if I wanted to donate anything, and I said yeah, I did. And so I've got a 64-ounce HE growler that's going to go out.
Whoa.
It's going to 2 36-ounce ones. One's HE and one's Willie Pete. And then the same thing for 30-ounce, 1 HE, 1 Willie P, and then 20-ounce, 1 HE and 1 Willie P. So 7 total.
Okay, so my MedCom is coming out. What the hell is HE and Willie P?
So HE, sorry, my bad.
You're such
it's your standard high explosive round is what she stands for, and then Willie P is just white phosphorus. So that's what they're made to look like, a high explosive round and a white phosphorus round.
Oh, okay.
The 20 ounces are done like 105 millimeter rounds. So like your and again, you wouldn't know what this is, but your Mike 119ers, and then your all the other ones are done like 155 rounds. So your 777s and your Paladins.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, like you're saying all this stuff, and I get it. Like anyone who's in the real Army would understand it, right? But then
anybody that's FA, maybe not anybody that's in the real Army.
Right? Yeah. But then you get someone like me who is straight MedCom, my entire career, and I'm like, you do what with the what?
How many PT tests did you take?
What? Yeah.
Okay. Wait, actual ones or like ones that I was able to pencil with?
Yeah, exactly.
That it really depends on what the answer I give you. Because when I was in the orderly room, I pencil whipped all of them.
All right, good to know. Should have gone MedCom.
So you're gonna have
to see about that V-tip later.
So you got some awesome stuff for the Easter egg hunt. That's awesome. And you also have something for today too.
I do. I'm gonna do. Usually when I do these, it's I already have them made, so I can send them out as soon as possible. So there aren't any personalizations. But for tonight, I don't have this one made yet. I have it ready to make, but I haven't made it because what I'm gonna do is whoever wins, I'm gonna let them put their name on it, so they'll have that on there. So it'll be a 20-ounce HE high explosive round, and then on the back it'll have their name on it. So
ooh, that'll be awesome. So we do have a question for you.
Baller.
Do you guys any of these, it's from someone from Mixer Chat, Emerald Hook. Do you guys have any of these things for aviation ordnance? Like a tumbler that looks like one of the bombs we load on the planes?
Oh, like a Hellfire.
So we have done some that were like Air Force bombs, that they drop. So really the limit is, do you have a photo that you can send me? Because I can make the stencil based on the photo that's sent. That's the thing, is just really being able to get a good visual on what you want, if that makes sense. So yes, absolutely, I could do that. I would just need to know what it looks like.
So you can do like a JDAM.
Yeah, yeah, I've done some. If you look on the page, there's some photos that we've done of JDAMs and just your GP bombs and things like that, GBUs and all that stuff. I had somebody message me recently asking if I could do a what's it called? It's what are the engineers use, the torpedoes or whatever?
Oh, Bangalore.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, Bangalore torpedo.
And they didn't submit an order, but I have it. I mean, I've made the stencil for it. So yeah, I mean, it's just, if I can see what the text looks like, I mean, I can make it. There was a guy that ordered, again, it was an EOD guy. He ordered a big growler from me a couple weeks ago. And then he messaged me the other day asking if I could make one look like an MRE. I said, sure, whatever. I mean, that'll take a little trial and error. I've never done that one before, but I can, we can make it happen.
Sorry.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not the omelet.
Or it's radioactive chicken.
Yeah, exactly. So you so everyone's now asking questions. What about MLRS? Can you do MLRS? Do they MLRS even have anything on the side of those rounds? I've never seen an MLRS rocket.
So actually, I'm working with a guy right now. He asked if I could do a Mike 5.7, which is an ATACMS, or the Mike was it 3-1 Alpha 1, the Gimlers, the guided MLRS. And for the life of me, I cannot find the munitions markers. A picture of an ATACMS or a Gimlers with the munitions marking on the side of it. So we're working on something, but like I even went to the here on Fort Sill Snow Hall, the Fire Center of Excellence, and they have all these displays, but none of them have munitions markings on the side of them. And even the Field Artillery Museum, I went in there and they didn't even know what a Gimlers was. I asked them if they had a this guided MLRS, and they're like, "What's an MLRS?"
Oh my god!
I was like, "But you're the Field Artillery Museum.
Yeah.
You should know this.
You're the Center of Excellence, right?" Yeah, because I know what an ATACMS looks like, but I've never seen any of them. Now, of course, there's drama going on that MLRS is not artillery. In the Facebook live chat, yeah, I've seen the rocket itself, but I've never paid attention to what one looked like.
Well, that's the thing, is you see them, you see their pods.
Yeah.
You don't really see them, I've never been MLRS or HIMARS or anything like that, so I've never actually seen one up close. But from my understanding, I mean, they're in their pods, so you don't really, ever just see a random missile just sitting there. I mean, that would be crazy. So, there aren't a whole lot of pictures of just some missile. I mean, they're like breakdowns of them and images and things that people have drawn that you find in the manuals, but nothing, no actual photographs that I can find where they're not actually just being fired. So yeah, I mean, there are some limitations there. If I could find somebody, if somebody could send me one, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know a toe. Heath is asking about a toe. Can you? Because I know a toe does have distinct markings on it, or a javelin.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But that
send me an image, and I'll do what I can.
But a javelin.
That's really what it comes down to. Is if I can, if you can send me what a picture of what the markings look like, I mean, we can make it happen.
So when you were on here last time, how did we do the giveaway? We were actually like wondering, because we were like, how are we gonna do the giveaway? How are we gonna do it? Did you? Did somebody ask you a question or something like that? Didn't somebody? How did they do the giveaway? Since you're
well, I mean, I didn't want to say this before and call you out, but I've never been on here, so I have no idea how you did it last time.
Oh no! What do you mean you've never been on here? You've been on here before?
Nope.
No, we did the giveaway on our page.
Oh, we did the giveaway, but we've never had them on here.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, man. I'm old, dude. Come on, man. You have to give me a
That's
break.
okay.
I'm like,
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, well, yeah, benefit of the doubt that I'm old. Okay. So nobody. So how do we do it last time? Because I want to give this thing out. Now I have on the screen right now. I guess that's the tumbler that we're gonna give away. Except that this one's gonna have name on it. And is that what we're looking at? Is that the
customized?
Yeah. What's that?
It's gonna be customized with whoever wins it with their name.
Yeah. So.
One can snatch it up and be like, "Oh, it's mine."
Oh, it's mine. Exactly. Yeah, it's
you
mine.
know, that's what most people say is they do it so people don't steal them. So if you look on the graphic that you had, the photo that you put on there of just the lone tumbler, that's a 30 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look on the photo or the graphic that you guys did for the promotion, all of those smaller tumblers up front are 20 ounce. So it's going to be one of the green ones.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then on the back, it's going to have their name on it.
Okay.
And the reason we do these is a lot of guys, they like the bigger ones, but then they realize, when they're driving, it's you can't put a growler in your cup holder.
No.
You can put a 30 ounce in your cup holder because the bottom's narrower, but a lot of people like the 20 ounce ones to just carry around the office and stuff. So, if you want to go in the field, get a big one, but we're just going to do one of these 20 ounces for now.
That'll work. Okay, so somebody said we should do trivia, and Heath is always all up on the trivia because he thinks he's gonna answer the right question. This has nothing to do with my ex-wives. This is not going to be an ex-wife trivia. Because I remember the last time, because I know either Heath reads my fucking Facebook pages or he knows where I've been to divorce court. So I mean,
right?
He answers every time he answers a question. It's like fucking prophetic. So we're gonna do this. We had some acronym names in there, and the first question is gonna go. What does ATACMS mean? First person that puts it in any chat, ATACMS. What is ATACMS?
Dude, beats the shit out of me. I mean, what?
Exactly. ATACMS. What is it? What is ATACMS?
Dude, I don't fucking know. Where's Google?
Yeah, exactly. Sergeant Major Google. I mean, or something. At least, or somebody who is of artillery-like prowess can totally say what it is, because a grid smasher. That's what I used to call him.
From a long way away.
From a long way away. Exactly. So anybody who tells me what an ATACMS is in the next few seconds, I'll be able to get you a personalized artillery round tumbler. Wow. Nobody's
They're all Googling away.
all Googling away.
That
awesome.
Wikipedia page is about to crash.
Exactly.
Right? The FBI is going to be on alert.
Exactly. You should have got on Wikipedia beforehand and changed it to the wrong answer.
Oh yeah, exactly. I should have. I should have changed it to "You're not supposed to be looking here." No, man, this is awesome. So, God, we're still waiting. Anything on Mixer? No, nothing on Mixer.
Nope, not there either.
Everything's quiet. Wow. Nobody wants an artillery round tumbler, or maybe. Oh, hang on. I got a phone call. Shit.
Yes.
Here we go. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
An ATACM is a missile or a rocket fired from an MLRS or a HIMARS that can destroy an entire grid square.
Oh. Wait, what size grid square?
What size grid square?
1 to 50,000.
We don't have to add to it. Another.
Well, no.
Man, it's been a while. I haven't been to MLRS school in almost 20 years. Damn.
It's like you say grid square, but you're talking like a 4-digit or a 10-digit.
What?
Are you asking?
A 7-digit grid square.
It destroys the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Are you asking what an ATACMS is, though, or are you asking what the acronym stands for?
Yeah, what the acronym stands for. I mean,
Oh,
so it's okay. No, hang on. Is this Dave?
I've been too long.
Is this Dave? Is this Dave again?
Yeah, it's Dave.
Okay, Dave, you got it.
Sweet.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you it doesn't matter. You got it. It's okay. PM that everyone's like, what was it, another Tecate around the
I was
Caucasian?
a 13 Mike, but as soon as I got to my unit, they sent me to Iraq and put me on a radar.
Oh.
That's why we're called 13 miscellaneous.
Well, I'll tell you what. PM the Facebook page at WTFNationRadio.com, and with all your digits. I don't want to say your name over the air, unless you want me to. Is this David Cocorico Cedeno?
That is me.
Okay. All right. Well, David Cocorico Cedeno, go ahead and message the Facebook page at WTFNationRadio.com, and that way Kayla can hook you up with the artillery round. I'm a cake daddy, man. I'll give shit away for nothing. I don't care. So.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, man.
I'll do that now.
All right. Talk to you
later.
Yep. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Congrats, David. That is so awesome. No, Heath. It's not wife number 4 gone with the wind. There he goes, Heath again. No, it's not. It's not narcissistic. Yes, narcissistic wife number 4 gone with the wind. Nope. No. Congrats, Dave. Again, I'm a cake daddy when it comes to this stuff, because I actually feel that, hey, we joke around, let you work for a little bit, but really, it's all about fucking making sure that we get the message out. And you're helping, dude. So you've been in the Army still for what? How long?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How long you been in the
Kinda
Army
broke
so
up.
far? I'm sorry. How long you been in the Army so far?
About 5.5 years.
5.5 years. And does your command? What does your command say about this? Did they go, "Oh shit, this is cool," or whatever? You know what I mean? What are they? Are they supportive at this, or they're saying, "Hey, man, you can't be making it," because there's some commands that actually are haters when it comes to Joes being entrepreneurs.
Well, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I didn't want my last name on here, is because I like to keep it separate. So I mean, my friends know and things like that. My buddies know. But I don't like advertise it. It's not really. I mean, and I wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, I'm not afraid of any repercussions or anything like that. It's just then you start getting into people want stuff for free, or they want the friends discount and things like that, and I'll do that, but I can't do that for everybody.
No, I understand.
And it's one of those things where if my commander, like my battalion commander or something, found out and wanted to start doing these for like hails and farewells, I mean, that's a possibility, but again, you have to think, well, what's the line where I'm his subordinate while also providing these at a certain cost.
You charge them.
So
that's what I would do if I was your first sergeant and I found out that you were doing this. I'm like, Kalen, how much would it cost? I wouldn't even say you got a first sergeant ice discount. Nope, I would say how much it costs, and you tell me how much it costs, and I'd shuck them out. I'd hand you the cash.
Right, and I mean, a lot of people would do that, but at the same time, you get into certain and I don't know. I mean, I'm not a JAG guy, obviously, but then you start getting into, okay, well, if you're using these for gifts from like the battalion or from the company or battery or something, it's like, do they get into FRG funds? And if they do you have certain paperwork showing that you're this LLC or whatever licensed? And it can be a pain. So you know how the Army is, how the government in general is.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. They ruin your fun.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I like to help out and do as much for this as possible. But when it comes to keeping my personal life versus my professional life separate, it's I try to do that as much as possible.
No, I hear you. I have friends that are involved in entrepreneur projects like that, and some of them use that to their advantage. You know what I mean? So, and then some of them don't even they're like you. They're like, nah, don't even want to draw. And then there's some other ones that get into the bad part of it, like you just said. They end up next, hey, how come you didn't hook us up? Or they get called to come to an event. The poor guy can't even have a freaking weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because every time, well, what would be good for you to do it? And I don't want to get into the politics of all that, but I was just curious if some of the commanders were getting involved. or not? Because I'm pretty sure once they find out, I'm pretty sure they'll be supportive. Because you're not, you're actually. I'll be honest with you. You're doing it. I mean, you're. I as a first sergeant would not see anything wrong with you doing it. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
I would
appreciate that.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I would support. No, I was saying I would support. I wouldn't sit there and say, oh well, whatever, because Kalen said you better do this, blah blah blah. No, I would just say, hey, I look cool, whatever. As long as you, because like you said, there is a legal aspect. Obviously, if I can't post any small business stuff in the company training room, then obviously yours would be applying to it. That'd be the only thing I'd ask. If we were having a friggin' FRG event or something like that, and you brought a couple of those out, and you say, hey, you want to buy them or whatever, and fuck yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where I'm about to go to a new unit here in the next month or so, so we'll see how that plays out as well. So every command climb is different.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the best part, because you're going to be showing up, no one's going to know you.
Right. Yeah, and I'd like to keep it like that as long as possible, but inevitably it gets out, so we'll see.
Yeah, you'll get something. Welcome. Where'd you get that from? I got it from artillery round tumblers. Wait a minute. They'll try to put 2 and 2 together and shit.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I've given some to friends for gifts and stuff, and I try to emphasize hey, if somebody asks you where you got this, don't say, oh well, I know this guy that makes them. Just point them to the website.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's just the best policy to do it personally.
No, I like your comment. Do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? Go to the Etsy site.
Yeah, exactly. Even if because I know your wife or your girlfriend's gonna have an Etsy account.
I know that. So. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Well, which one? Wives or girlfriends? I'm sorry. Going back to the Heath comment there when he said narcissistic wife number 4. Gone with the Wind.
Get one for both.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. So if you see a strange order, then yeah, I might have to get one of those growlers though. Those things are badass. You said they're 64 ounce?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And there's
you put so much coffee in there.
Fuck that. That's coffee. Shit. Put no coffee in that shit. That's like what? I don't know. A couple of 3 cans of Tecate you put in there?
I don't know. It's a lot of whiskey. That's all I know.
Oh yeah, I want to say beer or whiskey. It wouldn't freaking matter. So, all right. Well, hey, Kalen. Hey, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, no problem. Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, and we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you, donating some prizes for the Easter egg hunt. U.S. Army WTF Moments has the egg hunt going on this 1 April on April Fool's /Easter, which go figure. That's funny.
Everybody seems to think it's not really going to happen. I don't know why.
Yeah, exactly. What the tumblers or the Easter or the April Fools? I mean, you can't. I don't know. Everyone's freaking out right now. But is it for real? Hey, David, congrats again. Make sure you PM the Facebook page. PM the Facebook page. Don't message anybody else. Just go to the Facebook page at.
He already has.
He already has. Awesome. And we're gonna take a quick break, right quick. And again, hey, Kalen, thanks for coming on. And you're definitely welcome to come back again to shoot the shit with us or let us know what other projects you got going on. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man. Shots.
All right, y'all have a good one.
So, U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shouts. We're back.
I was unprepared for being back.
Oh, well, I mean, I went to go refresh my drink, utilize the facilities, and make sure that we were ready for the next segment.
Yeah, no, I definitely meant to go, use the facilities, but did not do it. So here we are.
Oh well, you can go use the facilities. I mean, if you want, I'm sitting here gonna get ready to set up to shoot the shit about the next segment because we're gonna talk about the downfall of Facebook.
Now, oh my God, your laugh!
I fucking love it.
God.
No,
okay, well now I can't leave.
Oh well, I mean, Well, I was going to talk about some other stuff too. So I'll tell you what. I won't talk about Facebook till you get back. I mean, because you really got to go to the bathroom, then go ahead and go, and then I'll go ahead and.
Okay.
Okay. So I was going to talk about the flat earther, so I know you can go ahead and take off.
Ah, yes.
What?
That fucking moron.
Yeah. So I figured. So deal with Facebook or deal with the moron. What do you want? Go pay. Anyways, so the guy who was saying that the Earth is flat, a self-taught rocket scientist, which I don't even know, is that even possible? Can you teach yourself how to be a rocket scientist? Oh, you know what, Cos? That is a damn good question. I forgot to ask about that. Shit. That is a damn good question. Fuck. I didn't think about that. The cost of what are the normal prices for these items? I didn't think about that. Oh man, I'm a bad host. Man, I'm a bad host. Forgot to ask how much those things cost. Damn. Because we were giving one away and I was so happy and narcissistic that I didn't think about that. Damn it. Shit. I don't know, Cause. However, if you participate in the Easter egg hunt, you may be able to win one. Or go on Etsy, or go on their Facebook page at Artillery Round Tumblers, which is already marked and tagged in the post that you see up there. If you're listening on Facebook Live, you'll be able to see it. But anyways, so I don't even know what it takes to be a self-taught rocket scientist. Is that something new to be self-taught in something like that? How do you proclaim that? Is there some sort of self-teaching facility that you go to become a self-taught rocket scientist? I don't know. So anyways, so this dude was saying that the Earth is flat, which everybody knows for a fact that I don't know because I am not of scientific minds, and nor have I went out in space. But from what all the images from space, to include Hubble and all these space shuttle shots and all that, on the International Space Station stuff, I would be so bold as to say that the Earth is probably round. Everybody who says that the Earth is flat, exactly. If you're a rocket scientist but a flat earther, how do you calculate gravity? Bingo. How do you calculate when it comes to an arch? Because that part of calculation of the axis, pitch and yaw requires what? It has to be an arch. So if you're a flat earther. So anyways, so this dude,
I don't understand math.
So this guy, Mad Mike Hughes, a 61-year-old limo driver, said he was. Well, I'm saying he's self-proclaimed, self-taught. He's a self-taught rocket scientist. Well, I don't know. There's Steve Jobs, all those guys that invented Apple. They were fucking self-taught too, right? So we can't diss the guy. I mean, he might be, and he wants to run for governor too of California.
Oh God.
More power to you.
No.
So
the state's already gonna be it's already going down. Right?
It's already fucked up. It literally is fucked up. So, fuck that state. So, anyways, I'm sorry for you listeners out in California, but via con Dios, and I feel sorry for you guys in that state because you guys, man, all the things you gotta do is illegal over there anyway. So you're all, I guess, now gonna be criminals. Am I gonna get in trouble for saying that, or is that pretty much true? Everything's illegal there.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was actually talking about it with a couple of people at work today, in that we should build a wall like north and east of California, and just kind of we should give California back to Mexico.
Well, that's what they want.
Just be
they
like,
want to go back. They want to go back. But
just take it back.
No, they want to go back. But I clearly remember some flood happening or some dam breaking, talking all that shit about going away from the government. And now they're asking for help for the government for that dam breaking.
Right, that awkward moment when the dam broke, and they're like, "We need money for infrastructure," and it's like, maybe if you didn't spend so much on your illegal aliens, then
Trump asked him if it was a goddamn. But anyways, so Mad Mike Hughes, 61-year-old limo driver, he promised last year to propel himself in the air, and didn't work because he was saying that all this. Pictures from the astronauts, they're just bullshit, and they're contorting the images and blah blah blah. So he was talking about being part of the Flat Earth Space Program and received backing from the Flat Earth groups. There's people that actually have, backing to it. So,
dude, have you not been to the website?
I don't see. I don't want to. I'm afraid to go to those websites.
There's a whole Flat Earth society.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm afraid to go on those websites because, again, you know me. I'm objective to when I hear. I'm open-minded on a lot of stuff. I have liberal friends that call me a fucking conservative. I have conservative friends that call me a liberal, and you know what I mean. So it's kind of.
Well, no, like a bunch of these people think that the edge of the world is actually nothing but a big ice wall, and that the world's military guards it, which is why no civilian has seen it.
Oh, so it's like the Truman Show.
Yeah. That's exactly what they think.
So we're in a giant shaky globe thing, and then whatever. So this
and every other like orb in space is an actual orb and like a sphere, except for Earth. Earth is the only thing that's flat.
So we're like
the moon is round, the sun is round, but everything else is round. Except Earth.
But is it round facing towards us? Ooh, is it only round because they're all flat too, and they're facing towards us like dishes?
They're all like, no, those are spheres.
Okay.
And it's honestly, it's hilarious. Like you read some of it and you're like, what the actual fuck? And they've got like chat forums in there where you can read people talking about this shit. It's quite entertaining. It really is.
Okay. Well, I'm not even gonna. Yeah. So, yeah, because it's again, it's one of those things to our. No, whatever.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. I don't want to do it. So he received backing from all these flat Earth groups. Again, believe what you want. I don't give a shit. Whatever. But I'll be honest with you. If you really want to talk crap about the flat Earth people, he's actually one of the few flat Earth people to go out and try to substantiate some of the shit that they're saying. You know what I mean? He at least went up there and said, well, I'm going to build myself a rocket. And he built himself I guess you'd say like a steam-powered rocket or some shit. I didn't even know that you could make those things. So, quote, relieved, the Daredevil said after landing that left him with minor injuries. And I'm tired of people saying that I chickened out and didn't build a rocket. I'm tired of that stuff. I manned up and did it. Unquote. The rocket launched near Amboy, California, about 200 miles east of Los Angeles. You notice everything's always east of Los Angeles or west of Los Angeles being the fucking ocean. But
yeah,
who cares? Everything's always Los Angeles is not the center of fucking California at all. Everybody just needs to, pump their brakes on that shit. The rocket launch near Amboy, California was the first scheduled last year, but postponed multiple times and mechanical problems and logistical issues with the Bureau of Land Management. So the BLM were stopping him from doing it because he said he didn't have the right, permits or whatever. So despite having some minor technical issues on Saturday, Hughes went ahead and shot himself in the air, reaching 350 miles an hour before pulling his parachute. And he had to deploy a second parachute because he was dropping too fast. So, yes, he reached only 1,875 feet in the air, which I perform jumping stuff from that height. And you're not high enough. Even when I've jumped higher, it's not high enough. It's not higher enough. Trust me. Before you start seeing the natural curvature of the Earth, and this is from accounts from scientists, from astronauts, and all that. Generally, it's on a clear day at 37,000 feet. So for him to say that it's flat, that really didn't push it. And did he film it? You know what I mean? I want to know what his GoPro camera looked like. Is it really fucking? Did he really, like fucking, like exactly? That's a jump school drop, Heath. Exactly that. So, anyways, so that's the deal with that. Okay, now we can talk about the other story that's going to get everybody fucking riled the fuck up. So check this out. Everyone knows that when you're on your phone and you're talking to somebody, or when you're talking to somebody outside about something. Like for me, I like guns and motorcycles and cars and trucks and, ex-wives. So if I'm talking about this subject for a lot, and then I go on my Facebook, my news feed, things you'd be interested in was what? Bikes, motorcycles, cars, and ex-wives, right? You ever notice that phenomenon? You ever notice that yourself when you're talking to somebody or you're talking on the phone? And
Hell yeah, fucking it listens.
It just like you're like, yeah, and then we always joke around about it. Oh fuck, Facebook is fucking talking shit because, here's what you're saying.
It does.
And
it monitors everything.
It monitors everything you're saying. So in the conversations that I've had right now on the air, I had my phone all opened up, and everything that I talked about gun control activists, David Hogg, what was the other thing? So I got now I got on things you might be interested in. David Hogg, March for Lives, memes. memes, everything that has to do with guns, and I'm talking about because I spoke about right now suggested posts. Etsy's on here, Panera Bread. I don't know how Panera Bread got on there, but anyways, so just in our conversation, because I opened up everything on Facebook for a record just to see what happens. Now what it does is it listens. You're right, Al. It listens for keywords, key fucking words that are now put into an algorithm that has recorded. Now, Facebook right now is tanking bad. I mean, real bad. Tanking so far down the fucking, I would say pretty fucking far that it's lost billions already. It lost $70 billion in 10 days.
Damn.
So what's happening now is Facebook is facing some drama because it sold your information, and your information, every text and everything that you've typed out, pictures sent. If you owned an Android, Facebook has taken that information. OPSEC Monkey posted if you go to OPSEC Monkey site and the OPSEC Monkey's Facebook page, you'll see all the stuff that he talks about, and on his Twitter. You can see all the stuff he talks about, how to download your information and what Facebook grabbed from you.
Yep.
And once you look at that, you're like, holy shit. Jack Daniels just popped up on things suggested posts. I'm going to turn my shit off. I'm literally like, oh, wow, that was fucking crazy. Because all I'm doing is refreshing as I'm talking. So what's happening right now is now everyone's getting all pissed off. Now, before Facebook became revolutionary and innovative, it was because it was along a side. And we've said this before as well, is one of these large companies should never take a side on anything other than making that dollar, getting that money. Because what ends up happening is that once it takes a side and it's revealed that it's doing this like activities, then it's going to face scrutiny. Everybody knows that during the election of Barack Obama and his re-election, Google and YouTube and Facebook had a prominent fucking piece in all of it. They were able to mine and data mine all information from anybody who was a part of it, who had a Gmail account, anybody who was YouTube, and was all cornered, targeted, scraped, and information given, bought, and provided to the Obama campaign. Now, of course, this is no different than people who buy your information to put ads or something like that. It's almost like a different version of telemarketing now. So what ended up happening is that now it's been revealed that Trump did the same thing. Why? There's nothing illegal about it. It is completely 100% legal for them to buy your information to advertisers for sale. They do it all the time. That's how they're able to grab all this information. However, because Facebook, the way it's designed now, it's almost created almost like an AI a little bit. If you guys don't know anything about AI, artificial intelligence, where it's now starting to learn on its own, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said on Terminator, it's a supercomputer. The more contact I have in humans, the more I learn. So it's getting very Skynet-ish now. They fucking immediately try to say, well, this is a disappointment, blah 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 blah. We didn't know that this was happening. Bullshit, Facebook. I say this on Facebook because fuck Facebook. Facebook is, thank you, Facebook, for providing us, WTF Nation Radio, a venue for us to say, freedom of speech and blah 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 blah. We don't take a side on some of this shit. You shouldn't have taken a side on some of this shit. You should have been just like any other business that has information, like other businesses that have your information to sell, and that's it. You ain't gotta. Actually, you don't have to answer nobody. Facebook is just like, fuck you. They should tell the U.S. government, hey, fuck off. I'm making money. Or I will ensure that I'm part of the whatever political mechanism to get you removed from office. That's why they shouldn't have taken a side, for that reason right there, if that makes any sense. So now everyone's up in arms. That Facebook and it's all glory and everybody had to have a Facebook account. God damn it, I just got a fucking Facebook account too. You better get Facebook. It's all Facebook. Oh, it's Facebook. Oh, it's nice. Facebook. Oh, I've been in Facebook since it first started. And Facebook. Oh, you can do this with Facebook. You Facebook this, Facebook that. Oh, Facebook. Everyone's all for it. Yeah, see, Facebook helped win Barack Obama, blah, 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 and was part of blah, 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 blah. Trump used it. No, fuck that shit. Facebook needs to go down. Facebook needs to testify before Congress because Trump used it. I bet you it fucking, these fuckers get so incensed when D. Treasy logs onto a system that they don't want them to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's not going to get any followers. Bam. 2 million overnight. So the way I see it, it lost it because it took a side. So now what's happening now is fucking advertisers are saying, done. Here's where Zucker dude needs to fucking pull his hat out of his ass, get a good lawyer, and say, since Facebook has started, basically since 2004, I'm going to tell you who has been buying all of our information and leave it open, and that's it. Not say a fucking thing. Because if everybody who's an Android user or even now an Apple user, and he were to release the pictures, the texts, the messages, would bring down governments like a motherfucker. I'd be like, oh, okay. You want me to testify before Congress? Hey, I'll help you. Next slide, please.
Right. Next.
And then here's a conversation between Senator Paul Ryan and Dianne Feinstein.
Let me get my little clicker.
Yeah, exactly. Allow me to direct your attention to the first slide.
As you can see here.
Mark Zuckerberg is trying to use the Wookiee defense because Chewbacca comes from Kashyyyk. It does not make sense. It does not. Exactly. Bring back Tom. MySpace was all about fucking showing titty pickers. You didn't care. As long as you did your own shit and threw whatever and listened to some music, nobody gave a shit. Matter of fact, Tom at MySpace didn't give two craps about fucking what was put on MySpace because he didn't care. It was just a place for everybody to do their own stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God. Have you seen the tweets that have coming out of the younger generation now? Like Twitter and Facebook should you should be able to customize your page, put your favorite song on there, and it's like, oh God, we've reached a generation who has no idea about MySpace.
No, exactly that. I mean, yeah. Exactly, Grey Cow. I'm sorry to report on the impending suicide of Mark Zuckerberg. Love, Hillary.
Right.
So again, $70 billion. They have lost $70 billion. That's why they should never have gone private. They should never have launched an IPO for that reason right there. You know what I mean? They should never have sold stock. They should have just been left. They should have just left it alone. They should have just left it making money, and then let it do it on a purchase of a service instead of it being, because when you kind of think about it, Facebook is kind of like not tangible. When you use Facebook, what are you buying? What are you buying? What are you using it for? You're using it for gratification for what? To stimulate your social requirements that you would have that you would normally not speak to somebody, which is just fine. It's helped me not be a fucking hermit from you guys. You guys,
Right? Same.
Yeah, you guys bug the fuck out of me. Ice, what's going on with this? Well, I'm trying to go to sleep. Turn your notifications off then.
Right? Exactly. Stop.
Yeah, stop. Exactly. So again, it has helped those, and is also have connections for, like I said, there's some things that have happened in other people's lives that had they not have a Facebook, they would not have known this happened to a family member or this happened to a friend. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about it. Facebook Live, right? Facebook is giving you this right now on WTF Nation Radio. They should not have taken a side. So ever since it's been reported that Facebook member data has improperly been used by consultants, it is not improperly reused. Cambridge Analytica is an analytics-based organization based out of the UK that does just that. That's how you find... What do you think Rasmussen or Pew... What do you think those guys do? Pew, pew. They buy your information. You honestly think they're going to go to your fucking door to get this information from you? No. They're going to buy it, and they're going to mine it from somebody else to grab that information to know how ICE shops here, or what's ICE shopping habits. How come he gets 15 boxes of Shin Ramen delivered to his house every other fucking month?
Because he likes to have his butthole burn.
Well, I've been divorced so many times the shit just flies out. But anyways, ain't no burning there. My point being is that every piece of your information, and you're right, Al, it keeps vets from being closed off. How is it right now that how Facebook has... Think about all the organizations right now. I'm just talking about vets too, but all the support systems that are out there that have used Facebook that have been able to interact, just like the main page as well. Us. Battle and Distress. Those guys. All that stuff right there is all been helped because of Facebook. Why? Because at the time when it was first coming out, it didn't take a side. So now everyone's talking about, holy shit, what's going to happen now? Because now we have the elections coming up, the midterm elections coming up, and now we also have the British elections coming up. What have they done? Well, I mean, I'm telling you right now, they're fucked. Facebook should not have taken a side in any of this stuff and just provided the service. Like Uber. The reason why Uber is so fucking successful, because it's providing you a service, a fucking ride. That's what it's providing you. It's something tangible, right? Facebook is giving you something that is giving you some sort of some stimulation. There's some people that are addicted to fucking Facebook that literally cannot get the fuck off of it. I mean, I have to do it for work, working at the station. So it's kind of like I have to use it. So everyone now is saying that Facebook needs to face American justice for selling all this information. Everybody fucking knew it. Everybody knew what Facebook was doing. Just that little story that I just told you, when you have conversations with your friends and you say, damn, I was just talking about buying some guns or motorcycles or, going out and, going to do this or going to do that. Shit, dude. Fuck. Look at this shit. Now I can get a fucking, look, it's on a suggested post. Look at that. You know what I mean? And you always sit there and joke and say, it's almost like my phone's listening to me. It was.
Right, yeah. My phone, I think my phone's spying on me. It is.
It is.
Actually, if you have the Facebook Messenger app downloaded on your phone, everything that you do on your phone, from banking to passwords, is visible to Facebook. You don't even have to have Messenger open. Like, I think if it's just downloaded onto your phone.
Yeah, exactly. So
Zuckerberg knows all your passwords. He's seen all those titty pics and dick pics that you're sending to people. He sees what you guys are like sexting. He sees your bank account information. He knows how much money you have or don't have.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, and that's where everyone draws on the line of what is considered private and what is not considered private. Is it a right to privacy to what Facebook has on you provided it, right? The way they see it, anytime you put any information in there, you provided it. because I'll be honest with you, and then Google opens it up. Exactly, Spanky. Zuck knows what your boobs look like.
Yep. Titties.
Zuck is like, whoa, whoa, click, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I mean? There's some. I bet you there's some pictures that he doesn't wish he saw.
You got to think about it. All the good comes with the bad.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. Just like a gynecologist.
Girl, if you only knew.
But anyways, so going back to what I was saying. So with that, they lost all that fucking money, and now they're saying there needs to be hearings. Why? Why does there need to be hearings on information that you provided to Facebook? That's why when someone says they posted it on Facebook and it's posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, and then somebody says, you need to take that down because I didn't give you permission to do it. No, because this is all in exactly that, Spanks. It's all in the terms of service. Anything that you send to Facebook belongs to Facebook, even if you use that platform to show dick pics or titty pics.
Woohoo, titties.
So everyone's got everything of everybody. So right now, because you gave it up and it's within, wait a minute, there was a famous movie called If It Was in the Social Network that you provided it to, then guess what? That social network has access to your information that you should. Yes, there was a South Park episode. Yeah, like Eula says that stuff is important. Exactly that. I clicked I agree. So you have to understand when you send. No, I'm not talking about the embarrassing shit when people do screenshots and then send it to everybody that you didn't know about. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm not talking about, that's fucking, that's different. That's actually pretty amateur. You are providing it to Facebook already. So right now there are groups of people that anytime you send a pic of yourself or a message of anything, Facebook is already looking at your shit. Even if you deleted your account, Facebook has your shit. So it doesn't matter why or how they were able to data mine, because Facebook and Google had an office during the re-election of Obama. It didn't matter when Facebook was part of the giant data mining trove that they did for the Obama campaign to get him elected in 2008. Didn't fucking matter. It was all legal. So you don't get mad at the hater, or don't hate the hater, fucking hate the game or some shit.
Yeah, right. Something like that.
Something like, don't come at me. Fool me once and you'll never fool me again. My W impression. So,
right?
W. Somebody give my information on Facebook. Shit. Shit. So again, that was one of those things where you should not care. Now, they probably knew by information. There you go, Al. I was just about ready to ask you about to say that too. They probably knew by statistical data and using Facebook and grabbing that information that Hillary was going to lose. Why am I? Because you notice how she says, "How come I was not up?" That's the little video that I put in the beginning. Why am I not up 50 points? How come? What's going on? And she's all screaming out, "How come she's not?" Because no one is probably telling her that the information that she mined, that she pulled, is saying that she was going to fucking lose.
Of course not. You can't tell her that.
Again, I'm not a Trump fan, but better than what was going to be elected is what I'm saying. Like, if there was somebody else that was better than Hillary, I probably would have voted somebody else other than Trump, if that makes any sense. I mean, just because he might have been a better candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm politically curious. I swing both ways. So it don't matter. Well, again, nobody should be pissed off at Facebook because you provided that information. Every dick pic, titty pic, and everything else that is coming across the fucking webs that you may or may not have sent it, or you have sent it to somebody, and it's now in, bam, Marines United. Who cares? You sent it. You were the one that did it. So don't get the ass. It's not a big deal. But don't get the ass because your opponent in a political election used your same tactics to do the same thing because it was all 100% legal. This is why you need to pay attention, nation, when it comes to what your government is doing. Because look what's happening now. Now your government is now wanting to get somebody so that way they can squash it in the end. Think about this. All this stuff like this omnibus spending and also the horse shit that was coming up through the fucking bill, and then 2 hours later, Trump said, I'm not going to sign it, but I'm going to sign it. It was the worst bill, and none of that's going to come. Well, if it was the fucking worst bill, then why the fuck did you sign it? $25 million for what? $10 million for what? $15,000 for the endowment on the endowment of fucking, feces studies and fucking hippopotamuses in Africa? The fuck? Exactly, I'm bipolitical. That's my political gender. Bipolitical. I'm bipole. So again, you provided it, don't get the ass because you provided it. No matter how much you lock it down, no matter how much you didn't say you didn't send it or whatever, like you said, Minx, your information's out there. Like you said, Spanky, he knows your tatas. Zuck looking. Who cares? Gary Johnson was probably a decent candidate, but you're right, cause it was dumb as a box of hammers. However, the way things are going right now, I think a box of hammers might do just fine.
Right.
Yeah, see, everyone thinks, look at Ice, a goddamn conservative. Make it fucking, and then Ice, fuck Ice, he's a fucking liberal. I fucking love it. He's all about guns, but he says he wants to smoke weed. Fuck Ice. But yeah, exactly that. The line item veto and also the shit. Hey, look, if you're all not into fucking politics, don't understand how the fucking that whole thing went. Hey, look, sorry. Right now, the way I see it, Facebook is losing a lot of shit. Now, Facebook in January changed the algorithms of how everybody's shit happened because they weren't monetizing enough stuff. Now, right now, currently, Google is doing the same thing with YouTube. If you got a gun page or got a gun type, forget it.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
They're going to Pornhub actually.
They're going to Pornhub actually, and there is a news site called The GunTube.
Nice. That's gonna fucking explode.
TheGunTube.com. So it was fucking crazy. Now again, Zuckerberg sold $500 million in Facebook stock in February. Did you think he knew what was happening? Isn't this what they?
Yeah.
Isn't this what they fucking busted up fucking Martha Stewart for? Insider trading.
Insider trading.
Yeah. And this isn't an ICE conspiracy theory. This is reported by Reuters. They're the ones that have a global fucking distribution network of news. So now Zuckerberg, in his fucking rapid spiral down to make sure that, oh shit, you need to fucking no, because now just by that post right there from Reuters, I'm just repeating relaying what was said in that news source. Reuters just announced $500 million in stock was sold. He sold it almost like he knew why. Because when you fucking know the algorithms, you know what you can predict what's happening. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. In a way, I kind of think that Trump brought this to like his clumsy way. Like he didn't mean to do it. It's like he's walking around all bumbling like a shit and knocking stuff over that actually saved somebody's life. But had he not bumbled it over, you know what I mean? He was just like a big dork walking around a fucking China shop. Oh, huge. Bigly. I mean, some people like his zero fucks mentality because he just says it like it is. And there is some stuffiness to it. There is some stuffiness in politics. He did have the Republican Party totally fucking hates his guts. Called them the Never Trumpers. These were Republicans. They weren't fucking Democrats. They were Republicans that were saying that. Funny as fuck. I love it. I fucking love it. Like I said, I love causing fires. So anyways, so that's the deal with Facebook. So Facebook right now, if you have ever used Facebook, period, especially if you're using an Android and now it's Apple, they're discovering, it doesn't matter. You've been using Facebook, they got your shit. They got it. Even my shit. I've only been on Facebook for a few years, and you know what? They got my shit. They get all my shit. That's fucking awesome. I love it. No, I mean I don't care. I mean, what the fuck you think you're doing when you're at a bank and you're fucking using an app for your bank account? Oh, fucking give your information to the bank, right? Say they already got it. They already fucking got it. So really, it doesn't really fucking matter. If you've submitted yourself to do it, then there you go. You fucking did it on your own, and you hit agree on the fucking user agreement. I think it's fucking hilarious. I think that those who try to control power, try to control like that, because that's a lot of control right there.
Oh yeah, it's a huge amount of control.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then not to mention the fact that it's because it's an ego-driven. Facebook is an ego-driven system. Think about it. How many fucking duck lip fucking selfies of fake ass bitches and dudes that you see on there?
So many.
Oh my god. And Tosh Point is back on, right? And he had a fucking episode last night. Was it last night or something like that? Where there were guys that were imitating chicks doing stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and it was fucking hilarious. It really caters narcissistic, Heath, to that ego. Posting pics of yourself, looking, you know what I mean, trying to angle the camera so that way you don't look like you fucking,
hell yeah! No, okay, I am okay. So I am guilty of that because like if I take a picture from like down like low, like we're talking like triple chin, right? And that's just not cute. So no, you have to do an angle up. So that way, like at least I do anyway. So that way I can at least pretend like I have some sort of chin and it doesn't just go like face neck.
However, if you look like you've hit if you look like you've hit every fucking branch falling down the ugly tree and then hit your fucking face on the stump next to it in the ugly forest, it's not fucking no.
Hey,
What? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's some people. They're just like you're not fooling nobody. You know what I mean?
No, no. Well,
What? What?
Okay.
What?
She has not hit all of those, sticks or anything, or any of them.
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just saying.
Some. Come on now.
What?
No, none of them.
No, what are you talking about?
No.
What are you talking about? I'm not talking about you guys. I'm not talking about you guys.
I know you're not, Ice, but there is like a science to this selfie taking thing that I have not learned.
Doesn't matter. But I've seen pictures of you that you like. My point being is that there are some individuals, guys and gals, that I'm surprised have not melted their fucking phones taking a picture of their ugly asses that don't need to be throwing selfies up, and then these new fucking filters that come up too with it.
No, they have actually turned it into like a psychological disorder. Like people who take selfies constantly and who are constantly uploading them onto social media, it has become an actual like mental diagnosis for a type of narcissism. It really has.
I'm gonna go ahead and send that to the fucking. I'm gonna send that to my ex. You narcissistic bitch.
It really has. Like the women, especially the women who are constantly.
Now, do you think it's prevalent more in women or men? Who does the selfies the most, men or women?
Okay, women in general. However, the beefcake, like meathead gym junkies, like that are dudes who are constantly going to the gym, like they're also just as bad.
Yeah, you're talking about the lunks that they all skip leg day on and shit. Selfie statistics. Does anybody know about selfie statistics?
I want to say women definitely do it more than men because I think women have a tendency to be more narcissistic than men do. Simply because of how our society values beauty and how much money the beauty industry makes just on women wanting to look good. And so I think when women think that they look good and like are like, oh yeah, I look like like I look fucking awesome right now. They're gonna sit there and like constantly take selfies and like upload them
Instead of looking like a dumpster fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but then it turns into a mental disorder in that if it doesn't get enough likes within a certain amount time frame,
Then they'll take another picture to try to justify to like overwrite the ugly one or something like that.
so then they'll either take it down and then repost another one with some other sort of like witty caption or whatever.
Okay. Well, and I asked because this was going to be part of of the next thing about attention-seeking bitches, because we're going to talk about Stormy Daniels in a minute after we're done with this.
Definitely, it's all about attention-seeking bitches.
Yeah. So there was a survey that was done, and it was Selfie City. It was a project that analyzed over 3,200 Instagram selfies shared in New York, Moscow, Berlin, Bangkok, and Sao Paulo. So it was a general. But it was considered global, right? That was shared on all that. Women significantly take more selfies than men.
Yeah.
That's just straight up. And this is a obviously it's a statistical survey, so they looked at fucking. So go to Selfie City. That was an analyzed fucking project.
And I think it's because of the attention that women get from these selfies. And it's almost like they put so much stock and so much value in this social media attention that they get from posting these selfies.
Yeah.
It almost becomes like a drug in that they need it.
Yeah, because the project itself originally it fucking randomly selected 120,000 photos, so it was like 30,000 photos per city. So a total of 650,000 images were loaded up. And no shit, it was determined that women take more selfies than men. Sometimes of the more than one of themselves, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. So again, I just anything that you've sent up, guess what? You provided Facebook them shits. So don't be outraged when Facebook has all your information of anything that you've sent because you admitted to doing it and all that you or not admitted, but you allowed to do that because that was part of the agreement. Now, so last night there was an interview of Stephanie Clifford, also known as Stormy Daniels.
Oh, is that her name? No wonder she goes by Stormy.
Well, I mean, yeah. So, she went on the air, or she went on 60 Minutes and was interviewed by Anderson Cooper, which I thought, was it 60 Minutes? Is it in CNN, or did he quit? Is he not part of CNN anymore? Or he was just like, I don't know, freelancing or some shit? But anyways, went on to get interviewed. And some of the stories or some of the things that she was saying, that she said that she had relations with the president and was paid to not talk about it. And then now she wants to talk about it so that way she can have people tell her story. However, there was a non-disclosure agreement that she did sign. However, Treasy didn't sign it, which, of course, who knows, that it could have been a made-up document or whatever. Or the document was made up just to substantiate the story. Everyone's talking about how big deal it is that that means he's lying. Is that true or no?
Personally, I don't give a shit what someone did when he was a private citizen before he even got into politics. I don't fucking care who he fucked or who he didn't fuck. If he cheated on his wife, cool, that's fucking on him. I don't fucking care. He didn't do it while he was in office. Unlike somebody's husband, Hillary.
Oh, why you gotta bring me into this?
They're fucking again, we're going back to this double standard hypocrisy that is the media, and that is like the powers at be, if you will, where everyone fucking turns a blind eye to the multiple assaults that Bill Clinton has done on women, including what happened while he was in the White House Like, they fucking turn a blind eye to that. But, you know, Donald Trump possibly could have maybe cheated on his wife in 2006 when he was a private, like, citizen who was only a billionaire. So, of course, every woman, especially if she's a hooker, is going to be throwing herself at him because, again, he's Donald fucking Trump.
Well,
so
yeah,
you don't fucking care who he fucked or who he hasn't fucked.
I had nothing to do with this. It was totally not my fault. They all asked me for it. No, I shouldn't say that shit. You're right. There was several women that were actually have claimed and have proof that that he raped them. But I'm talking about Clinton. But he didn't say anything. But you're right. It was while he was during office, and the reason why he was impeached was not due to the fact that he had extramaritals. It was
that he lied under oath.
Correct. He did exactly that. So Trump, what he did before he was president, I think doesn't really fucking matter.
Exactly. It doesn't fucking matter.
Now, everyone says that he's denigrating the office of the presidency. Well, make up your mind. How is he denigrating the office of the presidency when he didn't do it when he was president, but the other ones, and I say other ones like Kennedy was a pimp. Kennedy was like, he was a pimp, dude. He was,
he was the absolute worst of them all. And yet he is so revered.
Well, you got to bring me into it.
It's fucking Bill Clinton and his wife and how she fucking threatened all of his victims with fucking blackmail to silence them. But, you know, then that hooker comes out on Me Too, like, oh, yeah, you know, we got to protect these women. Shut the fuck up.
I got to protect my women. Oh. But, again, does it matter? Again, it doesn't matter if he did it. If he has an extramarital affair, he has an extramarital affair.
Yeah. Honestly, who cares?
Now, if he lied about it and he was asked about it, he shouldn't have been asked about it, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It's almost like everyone was like, on Clinton's side of the house, the rapes and all that stuff, yes, should have been fucking talked, should have been brought up. There should have been some investigations on that stuff. But if he was, because again, he was hanging out with Monica, and back in the day, it was considered consensual, and now she's saying it's Me Too. But everyone said it was consensual sex, so it's not a big deal. And the reason why he was impeached was because he lied under oath, because he was, if you said it was consensual sex and it was not a big fucking deal, then why'd you ask him to fucking lie about it to get him busted for fucking lying? Now, I'm not taking Clinton's side at all. I'm just asking that question. The same thing with Treasy. He wasn't even in fucking office when all this shit was happening. He wasn't even fucking in office. And I could probably guess that if you watch Donald Trump, I remember when I was a kid, Donald Trump was in everything and everything. He was in fucking Home Alone movies. He was in Saturday Night Live. Everybody wanted to be in and around it. Man, I'm pretty sure that shit was just flying at him. He was the inventor of the sex contract.
Exactly. Everyone wanted a piece of Donald Trump because, again, he was this multi-billionaire. And so all these hookers were probably hoping to get knocked up by him so that way they could then exploit him for child support.
That I don't know, doubt.
So, of course, all these fucking women are going to be throwing themselves at him. That's just like any other pro athlete. Women throw themselves at pro athletes and at fucking musicians. Just to say, like, oh, yeah, I fucked him.
Yeah.
So, of course, women would be lining up to fuck Donald Trump. Like, oh, yeah, I fucked him.
Yeah, just to say that they got it. So that way they can, if anything else happened. So you got to be careful. Again, oh, shit. I'm just reading the news, the news feed right now from what you guys are putting in the goddamn. Holy shit. I have to do this. Holy shit. Hang on. All right, I got to do this. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Here we go. You guys haven't heard this in a long time. However, hang on. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm reading this. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have come out. They have come out and said, "We're Republicans." And everyone's like going, ha 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 ha. And he said this in front of they said this in front of a bunch of liberals, and he said again, "No, seriously, we're Republicans." I love it. Oh my God. That is fucking awesome. Trey Parker, Matt Stone. America. Fuck you. So, anywho, go back to what I was saying. It didn't, you know, because I saw clips of the interview, and I'll be honest with you, it looks like they didn't let her. It's almost like they didn't let her be, because you know, every time you see her in pictures, you ever notice that they're all like, you've seen, you know, they have pictures of them, they're all like kind of glamorified and stuff like that. You know, they have that model look where they're looking in one direction. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, just like fucking, you can totally tell that they're not. Her and fucking, what's her nuts? Karen McDougal or something like that. What was the other one? Anyways, so there's two of them. And the other interview was like, I just decided to come out because I felt it was right, and I needed to owe Melania an apology. No fucking no. you don't. That is like straight in some countries, in some places, that is like straight Fight Club shit right there. If a fucking woman decides to say, "Oh, well, I wanted to apologize," and on national TV. So they made Stormy Daniels look like she was freaking, I don't know, older than me. See the pictures of her?
Wait, what?
The pictures of, did you see how Stormy Daniels looked like during the interview?
No, I did not.
Yeah, exactly.
Was she not all done up? Like,
oh no,
she was get railed?
No. She looked like a bad fucking Snapchat filter.
Oh no.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, obviously then she must be telling the truth, because only ugly women tell the truth, right?
No, yeah, right, whatever. Yeah.
If you play down the fact that she's a fucking porn star, then maybe someone will take her seriously.
I'll take her seriously. And give me some of that. I'll take some of them, Stormy. I'll make you a big red dog, Clifford.
Oh God.
My fellow Americans, I appreciate you guys giving me Stormy.
Howell says they made her look used and thrown out.
Oh, dude, yeah, they did. They did, man.
Like heavily used, like just had a train ran on her used,
yeah.
or
well, like definitely the retired version of her younger self. Let's put it that way. So yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty. It wasn't very flattering. How's that? I should say that, because you know, I'm sure that's somebody's child. But like I said, yeah. So everyone's making a big deal. I personally don't think that what you do before you're in office and then while you're in office, as long as you're not fucking, I don't know, selling Russians secrets and shit like that or whatever, then whatever. But what I don't like is the fact that they are using this as a catalyst to say, you see, he's got something to hide. Are they still talking about Russian collusion and shit like that?
No. That's kind of faded away, at least this week anyways. It might be back next week. We're not sure.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I really don't. Yeah, exactly that, Al. They made her look like her eyes were sunken. They made her look like she was, I don't know. I don't want to say victim.
Right?
They made her look victim. I mean, I'm not saying that there's a victim look, but no makeup, you know, looking tired. I don't know. It's hard to say. They really didn't. And then everybody's talking about the fact that there was like her lawyer was like, oh, we've got this CD full of stuff, and where is it at? And all her big claim was the fact that she was threatened not to talk about what happened. Ended up not talking what she was threatened about or who. Doesn't know. She kept saying they. She kept saying They were saying this. Someone told me that if I could see that person again, I would recognize that person and tell you who it is. Well, who is it? They. You know what I mean? It wasn't really. I don't know. It just seemed like fucking. Well, I'll say it. It fucking seemed fake. Fake as fuck. Again, if you were genuine in your shit, you paid $130,000 for hush money. Is it like a settlement? Is it like hush money or something like that? You took the fucking money. The reason why you want to give it back is because you want to make a book deal about it. She even said herself that this is going to be, she's coming into money that she'd never had before. So then she was going to be in her position. Apparently she was in several positions. I'm serious, man.
She's been in several positions.
Indeed.
Indeed. I've never seen any of her videos, like instructional videos, but I don't know if I want to.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a dude.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of her instructional videos? Oh, that's a yes.
Yeah.
Apparently not good.
Yeah, they're okay. I mean, it's not. I don't know. Ever since fucking Spanky ruined the fact that they were real or they were fake.
Oh, her titties?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course they're fake.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. Hey, guess what? I didn't know they were fake.
I didn't know Stormy's had fake titties.
That's wrong.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I thought they were real. Ice doesn't go out much.
What idiot.
Exactly. What a dumbass. He thought they were real titties. Immediately, as soon as I fucking throw an image up there like that, fucking Spanky was like, they're fake. I'm like, okay. So anyways, that interview happened. And then, of course, all the talking heads in the morning shows this morning were like waiting for the fucking, I don't know. We're going to wait. I mean, are you going to say something? And then it was on The View that Whoopi Goldberg said, did we miss something? Well, because, like I said, I was watching all the news feeds, and even everyone was talking about how the big reveal didn't happen because it seemed like it was just a fucking big walk around the subject, but it wasn't really, solid information that she provided. So even Whoopi Goldberg was like, hey, we missed something? Is there something that was there some sort of smoking gun? Did I go to the bathroom and fucking, did we fucking, ow. Exactly. Was there a ball to drop? Well, what happened? So Spanky's our nation expert on tatas. That's what the owl's saying. Owl's diming you out, Spanks. But anyways.
I mean, I have them.
Well, as I'm saying, you guys are qualified to make these decisions or make these discussions that I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. I only ask only because I don't know. And I want to make sure that the nation has provided news, commentary, and discussion for all of our, veteran and listening audience. But like I said, I thought they were fucking real. I don't know. And she's a larger. There's no such thing as big bone. She's a more huskier woman. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I know what you mean. I'm a huskier woman.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. What I'm saying though is that I thought that maybe, but I guess not. Until as soon as you said, "No, fucking, they're fake." I'm like, "No, there's no way." No, fucking, you guys. We spent I think 15 minutes of showtime when we discussed this, and discovering this. Oh,
exactly. We don't need to go into this again. They're fake. End of story.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay. All right. I'll tell you what I can do. I can watch one of her instructional videos if you want, and I'm going to pay particular attention at her titty area to see if I can find a scar, because you can always find a scar.
No. That's what I'm saying. It was confirmed. It was through a rigorous scientific study and you Googleizing. We were able to discover the fact that those were fake.
Oh, so, okay. Well, then never mind. Good. I don't want to have to watch any of her videos.
Yeah, because to me, I thought they were exactly that, Heath. There's nothing wrong with. There's exactly that, Heath. There's nothing wrong with husky. Only narcissistic huskies are the ones that I fucking have issues with. But anyways, yeah. So that's what I was gonna talk about that. So, well, hey, well, shit. It's 10 minutes prior. We got some house cleaning. You want to do some house cleaning?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, you want to sweep it up?
Oh, I'll sweep.
Oh, well, you are a witch, so get on your broom and start talking.
All right, y'all. As you guys know, we do a show. What is it? 5 nights a week now? Yeah. And those shows are obviously tonight is a Monday edition with Ice and Flash, but Flash is TDY. So that's why I'm here. Tomorrow night is Tied Up Tuesday with myself and Gray Cloud. Wednesday, we play video games. Yeah, that's what we do on Wednesdays. Thursday is Sergeant's Time with Ice and Doc Madness. Yeah. And then we have Friday Night Freedom, which is with myself and Pookie. And then we have Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. So those are our show lineups. Our next guest is actually next Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Wow. So we're kind of like, we're open for Sergeant's Time. We're open for, damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, next Tuesday is our next guest, April 3rd. Oh goodness, I suck at names. David Kuhner, I think. I don't know. From Honor Winery and Honor Brewery Company.
Yes, indubitably. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, wait, don't we have something guys are freaking out about Sunday? Are we having something on Sunday?
Sunday, the Easter egg hunt? Oh, wait, no. Sunday night, we do have the return of a very special show. You're right, Cause. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to being like, oh, there's only 5. No, so we do have, so Sundays, we are bringing back a show, Kicking It with Cause and Owl.
So the old generation, the oldest. Nah, I shouldn't talk about. We're all fucking. So yes, Kicking It Cause with Owl. I was gonna say Kicking It with Cause, but I just said Cause. Kicking It Cause with Cause. That was like a real fucking, double causative. But anyways, that's our guest. That's the only guest we got. We got more guests coming, right?
We do. So David Kuhner is next Tuesday. Next Friday the 6th. Sailor Jerry Ann's gonna be back, or Jerry Ann Sailor. There we go.
Oh, Sailor Jerry. That's right. Yep. She was the one.
Oh.
She was the one that did the veteran version of the song Hallelujah, and became a internet sensation. Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, those are it for our guests as of right now. But I'm sure next week we will be announcing some more guests, maybe even a bigger guest.
A bigger? You mean there's bigger?
Bigger.
Yeah, bigger.
And then, in what is it? Like 3 weeks now? 3-4 weeks? Are you ready for Super Troopers 2?
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Mother of God.
Mother of God. That's gonna be on 420. Man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait. So, anyways, now we have out cause. What? Now we have our cause. What are you talking about? Out even, dude. You're speaking in glyphs.
Right.
Anyways, well, hey, Minx, thanks for coming on. And
of course, thanks for having me.
Yep, for joining me on Monday Edition and giving me some banter. And thanks to Kaylin for coming on from Artillery Round Tumblers, and congratulations, David, for winning the little trivia there, because you called. That's even better. I prefer interaction with the fans, anyways. So, and he did answer the question, because I said by any means necessary, by chat, by whatever, and he fucking stepped up and did one better. He called. So, rock on. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and close it. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow to have Meine Freundin, Minx. No. And, well, sunken eyes. And thanks Spanky for hanging out in the front desk. And, y'all have a good night.
Anytime, y'all.
Yep. Shouts. Shouts.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
See it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know like I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see the day. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Get peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. Pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living. Like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat. They spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.